pretty cray-cray.
You're pretty cray-cray.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
You're
I know.
pretty.
Like blushes. Oh, yeah, I am pretty cray-cray.
Oh, I know.
My mother-in-law...
Baby, I know it.
My mother-in-law has decided that her grandparent name will be Cray Cray. So
Really?
Yeah. So my wife's brother has a kid, and whenever they see her, they're like, "Oh, let's go see Cray Cray."
That's funny.
That's whack.
That is whack.
You're whack.
I am whack.
Whack
I had a
Brunello.
thought I was gonna add, and I just it all left in the course of that.
That's like my prison Mike alter ego.
Whack Brunello.
That's so stupid.
Cleo, is it still on bake?
No, it's
I'm
on quality.
literally get my
check now.
bandana on.
I need the play-by-play of this pizza making process.
No, okay, it's on quality check. It went on bake like 4 times, but now
What's
it's
your
on quality
guys'
check.
It's
What's
gonna
your guys'
give you-
favorite?
It'd be
Like,
fully frisbee, like full crunch frisbee.
That sounds like a new slang and went full on bake, or like it went on bake 4 times.
Yeah.
Yo,
It's our
4 bake.
faces.
So you guys want to play some D&D?
I suppose we could.
Actually,
Yo, playing D&D is on bake.
I actually have a flight I gotta catch, so
When last we left off at this hallowed table of gaming, Four Guys Ventures and Vibes had sent Fox and a crew of mercenary rogues to try and track down Jebediah Peppermint, their molefolk wizard who was enslaved by the Aboleth. They began by picking up the trail at the last known location of Jebediah, which was the Umbral Sea, where there had been a fortress and some workshops and all kinds of stuff going on, all kinds of bad guy goodies, if you will. But when they arrived, they found that the operation was clearing out. They were tearing down the fortress and hiding all the trace that they had been there. They were shipping all of their materials to various places, some in the north and some to the east. And they picked up a little bit of information, a tidbit, if you will, about this private security goon's holiday gala in... Fox, get out of here. Holiday gala in Fladena. And it's specifically at a place called the Charleston Lodge. And so tonight's adventure will pick up with this band of rogues, our intrepid explorers, our sort of heroes, sort of anti-heroes. We're going to jump in with them as they approach this gala. So it's a gala for all the private security goons to get their employee awards and end of the year bonuses and stuff like that. And they have concocted a plan for how to approach it, which is what brings us to the back of the cipher truck shortly before the heist, where Fox is going over that plan with his crew.
all right. Remember your teams, everybody. All right. Very simple. We have Team Soup and Team Snoop. We know where we're going. We know what we need. And hope to God we all get back here in one piece. Let's go.
Let's meet our players for tonight's adventure.
Hello, I am Jake, and I play Gunner, who is a mastermind rogue, and he's the demolitions expert.
Hello, I'm Trevor. I play Bruiser, the winged badger, a custom race that we created for this world, and and he is a cool guy who knows everyone.
Hey, I'm Wash. I play FP62, the Construct Rogue Scout, and he's excited to party.
And hello, I am Matt or Cleo, now Cleo, formerly Matt, playing as Fox, not to be confused with the two previously, playing as a rogue changeling who's getting Jeb back. Damn it.
And I'm Josh, your Wing Badger Game Master. Without further ado, let's kick off tonight's heist at the Charleston Lodge. Fox, which member of your crew will we be beginning our adventure with? Are we following Team Soup or Team Snoop to kick things off for the evening?
To kick things off, we're following Team Snoop.
All right. Tell me about Team Snoop. Tell me about the approach.
Well, Team Snoop will be approaching as guests to the gala, though I'm sure they can figure out how exactly that happens on their own.
Who exactly is in each team? You still have not told us. Who is Team Snoop?
Team Snoop, it will be the gunner. No, not gunner. The driver and the construct. So FP
And
What's
Nobody help
driver's
him.
name?
It's your crew. You got to know who your crew is,
My
right?
brain is shutting down, and I don't like being put on the spot.
Ouch! Someone punched me. Now I have a blue purple mark on my skin.
Bruiser.
The new game for the evening is just can Cleo remember the other party members' names, and if you do, you win D&D. All right, Bruiser and FP62, how have you dressed for the occasion?
FP62 is wearing his fancy clothes, which are ancient fancy clothes, and but from some bygone era. We don't know where from, but he's wearing his fancy clothes without his normal clothes on top, and I believe he is kind of acting as companion to Bruiser, like they're a duo, just regular guests. So I imagine they're approaching from the main entrance.
Okay, and Bruiser, how are you dressed?
He's probably in like formal wear, whatever, like the modern equivalent of like black tie, essentially.
Okay. Yeah, so Bruiser's got on his nice tuxedo and everything, his suit jacket, and FP. Well, you described to me during the week what your dress clothes were in like some other conversation as being the sort of the equivalent of Ron Weasley's dress robes in Harry Potter.
Mm-hmm.
And that's now canonically how I imagine. So it's this droid from Star Wars, but with Ron Weasley's like lacy frilly robes. So that's
Big
how
poofy
I'm
shoulders.
Yeah, exactly. So you approach the Charleston Lodge. The Charleston is a one-story building. It's pretty large. You know, Fladena is a city of dragons, and so the architecture is built around dragons. The lodge itself is big enough for a number of dragons to be in it comfortably. And it's only one story tall because the lodge is built down. So as you approach the outside of the building, you approach what looks to be a fairly short building constructed of wood with some nice big windows, skylights. Of course, it's getting later in the day. The sun is just going down behind the peaks of the mountain range to the south of you. And in front of you is a very large dragon wearing a significantly too tight tuxedo and tie, like as a member of the catering or the hospitality team or something like that. And as you approach, he says, "May I take your coat, sirs?"
You may. And I take off my coat and hand it to him.
Thank you. And for you?
I will. Well, so FP has like, it's almost like a cloak over the top of his stuff. So yes, he will unbutton his cloak and whip it off, fold it up. Thank you, sir.
Of course. It's been it's a bit of a surprise to see a construct at this event. I was under the impression that it was only for private security goons.
I am sorry for your surprise. I did not mean to offend.
Do you have an invitation?
Yes, we do. And I guess I'll use an Oceans to when Bruiser got his hands
flashback.
on an invitation.
All right, so
Well,
Bruiser.
2 invitations.
How did Bruiser go about getting those 2 invitations?
He probably would have reached out to his contact to see if they got any extras to invite people.
Yeah, his event planner buddy.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's great. So that's an easy thing to find, but it is going to cost you probably 50 wingle digits to get, he's basically swiping invitations off the pile. Is that something Bruiser's comfortable paying?
Bruiser would like to negotiate the price.
All right. Well, it'll cost you 50 wingle digits.
Come on, you know me. We're friends. How about 40?
40 wingle digits? Man, you're asking me to risk my career over this. I'm an event planner. If invitations go missing, they're gonna come after me.
40 wingle digits, and I'll find you whatever lost thing you need found. No charge.
But I don't need a lost thing found. You're asking me to make something go lost. And I'm telling you, it's gonna cost 50 wingle digits for the trouble, man. You can roll persuasion to try and convince him to lower his price.
29.
I've suddenly had a change of heart, man. We go way back. And I've been thinking there is some stuff I've been missing that maybe you can pick up for me later. So you know what? 40 wingle digits will do it, and I'll get you your 2 invitations.
Perfect. I appreciate it a lot, Swift Shot.
And then the montage cuts as 2 invitations get swiped off the pile. They appear in a little satchel that's handed off to Bruiser, and we find ourselves now where Bruiser's able to produce these 2 invitations. Oh yes, I can see here that you have been invited. Very good, very good. I apologize for the confusion. I shall simply go and hang your things. And the large dragon turns around and enters the front door, which is it's a gigantic dragon-sized drawbridge, basically. Like, it hinges forwards onto the ground and leaves open, and then one wall, the northern wall of the lodge, is actually sloped to get you down to the atrium. So this atrium is this massive, probably half a mile or even a full mile long in both directions. The building's a big square. And there are a number of dragons milling about who might be normal guests of the Charleston Lodge, but primarily tonight the guests are private security goons. And so there are a number of humanoids, or two-leg folk, as the Dragons of Fladena called them last time you were here, who are wandering around, and they're all in their private security goons, like sort of military dress, medals pinned to the shoulders of people who have earned distinctions, the fancy caps, the shoes that have all been shined. They are strolling about, going about their business, and nobody really pays you a second mind, having gotten past the person at the front door. There is a long bar that runs the length of the south wall. You can't quite see to the bar because there's a big line there. There are some poker tables that have been set out in the atrium, as well as a billiards table, and there's some dartboards and things like that. Just some kind of like high life entertainment, basically. There is also the reception desk, which is at the bottom of the slope that you're going down on this northern wall. At the base of it, there's just sort of a circular reception desk, and sitting behind it is a dragonborn who, if you were going to try and take rooms or something, you could approach her. What will you be doing?
Well, I'll approach the reception desk first.
Hello, and welcome to the Charleston Lodge. Are you here for the gala, or do you need reservations?
We're here for the gala.
Oh, very good. Well, I can see that you've already presented identification at the door, so you are welcome to go ahead and enter and proceed. Dinner will be in about an hour. In the meantime, you may feel free to avail yourself of the many entertainments here in our atrium, and then dinner will be served in the fire room, which is just down that hallway there. And as she points towards the southern wall, you can see that at the 2 ends of it, there's 2 long hallways. And so basically each of these hallways would lead to one of the big like conference room, like breakout rooms, basically. And again, as they're dragon sized, they're still massive. But yeah, so the fire room is one of those. The ice room is down the other hallway.
Is dinner, like, are there options, or is it everyone gets the same thing?
You'll have a menu on the table awaiting you.
Oh, okay.
Yes, the catering
Perfect.
staff will be able to take care of you.
Perfect. FP, any questions or things you need to address with the receptionist?
No, thank you.
And so the two of you. Oh, yes.
Sorry. Where are the restrooms located?
Ah, you need the restroom, she says, looking a little confusedly at you being a construct.
Yes. Where are the restrooms?
There is a lavatory just over that way, and she points, and where the slope meets the ground of that northern wall, along the east and west walls on each side, there is a lavatory.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Good.
Bruiser.
Have a nice night.
We
Yes,
will.
FP.
I did not look at our invitations to see what our names were. Are there names associated with the invitations we received?
Josh, were there names on the invitation?
Whatever names you wanted were added to the invitations. You had your fix-it guy find these for you, so they're just your names if you'd like.
Yes. Mine has my uncommonly used name on it.
And what was on mine?
Whatever name you chose when I asked you.
I do not recall being asked.
Hmm.
Did you choose something?
Go back in time.
Yeah. What name would you like to use on the invitation?
I think I just put Frank then. Frank Pemberton.
Frank Pemberton is now written on your invitation.
I love it. I love it.
That doesn't cost you an ocean. I just thought it was funny because we were going back in time. Okay, so you have now made it into the Charleston Lodge. Should we jump over to Team Soup and see how they're getting on?
Real quick, I just want to finish the conversation with FP.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
So tonight, man, just call me Ferdinand.
Okay. And you can call me Frank. Or Mr. Pemberton. Whichever
You
you,
got it,
prefer.
Frank.
Frank Ferdinand.
Okay, we're good.
Will you go off in any particular direction? Like, where are you headed so I know where to pick up with your story?
To the bar.
To the bar. Great. So you begin making your way through. It's a crowded atrium. It'll take a little while. You begin winding your way through the crowd to the bar, trying not to draw too much attention to yourselves. And we cut to Soup Team, which I assume then is Fox and Gunner. The two of you, how are you making your approach and how are you dressed?
Well, funny enough, we're already a part of the catering staff. Because if we go back in time, whoop, 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 Fox managed to procure an outfit for both Fox and Gunner.
Oh, like you went to the tailor or something where the caterers used to get like your own outfit made?
Exactly. Went
Okay.
there, like, knock, knock, knock.
I'm pretty sure that's the only way we're gonna get one to fit me.
All right, so you go in, and the tailor, the tailor has no reason to be suspicious of extra caterers. They do say, like, you know, this is a rush job, sir. Like, we're gonna have to charge you a little bit of a rush fee here. Are you comfortable with 350 wingle digits for these?
No.
Well, what are you willing to pay?
I'm willing to pay 210.
300.
255.
300's my line. Go ahead and roll persuasion.
All right. Non-nat 20.
Okay.
Listen, I just got to make sure that the company's okay with this, because at the end of the day, you're charging this to the company, okay? So, we know that you've already done so many orders for this company.
Well, how
Right.
about this then? How about you pay me 250 up front, and I expense your company directly for another 100?
Well, you know what? How about you just charge the company a full 350?
Can't do
'Cause-
that. We got to charge for materials when we make things.
Yeah, you charge the company like you've been doing this entire time.
We
I'm
haven't
assuming.
been doing that. I was offering to do you a favor by trying to help you because it seems like you're a little short on cash right now.
All right, fine.
250.
250.
And Taylor holds out a hand to shake. You realize it's got some little dragon claws because they're a half dragon.
I shake hands with the dragon claws.
Very good. We'll have them ready for you by the evening. And so they did. And so you now find yourselves in the, freshly pressed catering uniforms. What name did you have them put on the patches? Like each uniform's got like the little patch on the front, like chest pocket. What names did you go with? Or are they just yours?
I went ahead with John for mine.
Okay.
I went with Gundar.
A strong name.
For mine.
Gundar. John and Gundar. Very good. Okay, so John and Gundar are approaching the building. Again, you stand outside the Charleston Lodge. What way in are you taking?
Well, we would have arrived early with the rest of the catering staff to prepare.
Got it. So you're with the rest of the catering staff. So we're actually going to begin your adventure in the kitchen then, where the sous chef, the person in charge of all the catering, she's actually giving a bit of like a prep speech to the crew. You know how like they're trying kind of explaining the plan for the evening.
Right.
So that is pretty much going on right now.
All right, turkeys, line up. We're about to make this the most splendid night you've ever seen. This is going to be a game changer. My career is going to fly like a dragon. All right, I want you at table 6. You are going to go kick out that drunk guy. And you, why don't you come over here and let's have a little word together.
She's pointing at you, Fox.
Oh. Yes, sous chef.
All right. Clara is shoving different catering staff around, getting them to perform their different duties, but she pulls Fox aside for a quick word. Hello, Aincy Waincy. It was not as easy as pie getting you out of this town. Do you want to tell me why I've got 2 extra catering staff today? Your uniform is cute. I picked it out myself.
Okay, so hear me out.
I'm all ears, baby.
Tonight you got a lot of very important people meeting here, okay? And they're not up to good things. So
yeah, that's my assumption is that you're one of those people. I happen to know that you brought in a guy where making things basically go downhill is sort of his thing. And if I take a point over there and she points in Gunner's direction, I would say you didn't even do a good job obfuscating his name. You just added a letter in the middle. You brought this guy here. What is he doing in my kitchen?
Hear me out. All right. Hear me out. So the people you're working for at this presentation, right, are trying to destroy the world and take it over. Okay. So.
Wow. I've never heard that one before.
Now, hear me out. Hear me out. I promise you, I can prove it to you. Okay. Obviously, you've caught me off guard, and I was not ready to just thrust this. But you know what? You've helped us in the past.
I like to think that we have a good working relationship. So I'm going to tell it to you nice and clear. Are you listening?
I'm listening.
You're listening? All right.
Yes,
I know you
chef.
got the little pink ears, and they just don't hear so good sometimes. I've got the big, nice... Anyway, we can't all be me. So tonight is a big night for me. Okay, this is a game changer. I am going for the big prize. And I have worked, I don't know, I'm assuming you've got a scheme here because I snuck you out of here and you somehow got your way back in. So you've got an agenda. I have an agenda too. And let me tell you, whatever you've been cooking up, I've been putting it in the slow cooker. I've been working on this for a long time. And I love to see you, little puddin'. Like, it's fine that you're here. I don't want you getting in trouble or nothing. But if you are here to throw a wrench into this evening, I am gonna have to stop you.
Okay, Clara. Our whole objective here tonight is just to figure out where Jeb is. Okay.
Which one's Jeb?
Jeb was the incredibly.
Oh, the
small one.
fluffy! I love the fluff with the pies.
Yes.
Sorry, inside voices.
Yes. He's been kidnapped, and on top of that, we've already lost the big guy. So we're just trying to. I'm from me to you is, even though these people are part of this whole plan, and I can't really explain that to you right now, and you know that. The real problem here is that I've put that to the side, and I just want to find Jeb, and they have Jeb. So we're only here for information, and if this is very
You're
important
telling
night for
me
you,
that these? Do you mean he's here somewhere? Like these booze and schmoozers have got like a little prison cell somewhere?
no, they have him in another city, but this is where the most important people meet for this group. So we're hoping somebody has more information on where he is in the city. And you know what? You said this is a very important night for you, so I'll try to make sure to make it as smooth and as if though we were never here. We're gonna try our best for that, okay? I know that usually doesn't go to plan, but as long as we can make it so it doesn't fall on you,
Well,
I think that's the
it
important
sounds
part.
like it never goes to plan. You're missing half of your party. I don't even know who this guy is. You brought a rock. Like, where did he come from? I'm assuming you got some other Goonies around here somewhere. You usually travel with others, but I don't see none of them yet. DM, can I roll insight to see if I believe his story?
Sure. And Fox, are you lying or telling the truth so far?
I don't think I've lied yet.
About
haven't
making
heard
it go smoothly and not leaving any trace?
I now genuinely would like to do that, yes.
Okay, great. So then just roll persuasion.
I got a 26.
27.
All right, Clara, you
Whoa.
believe him. He's telling the truth.
You know, you little gimpy thing coming in here missing a leg. I should have known you was going to have some kind of sob story. I know I called you skinny, but if you were feeling self-conscious, you could have gone with like a cute little anklet, perhaps a tasteful tattoo. You didn't have to get rid of the whole thing, honey. You see what I'm doing? I'm disarming you with humor. I'm just, I think that helps sometimes. So
Thank you, sous chef.
something's going wrong here. I'm gonna be straight with you.
Okay.
I don't want to see you in my kitchen again. I don't mind if you wander around out there, but you are not coming back in here.
Fox, roll a perception.
Ooh, okay. That is 17.
Okay. You're not sure exactly what she's looking at, but as she's telling you she doesn't want to see you in the kitchen again, she keeps glancing at something.
Okay. Message read nice and clear, sous chef.
Now,
Does this include my partner?
oh yeah, I don't want only chefs in the kitchen, honey.
Okay.
You know how easily you can tip over a souffle? Like this is just not where you belong. Like you're welcome to be out there dancing, making music, have a wonderful time. I do not want to see you in my kitchen, and I will stop you if you come back here. That's
Understandable.
number one. All right, that's number one.
Number one.
Number two. Everything tonight has got to go perfect. You realize this is cops and robbers here. You've busted into a security gala. These people, security is what they do. All right?
Yeah, yes, sous chef.
If they get a whiff of anything out of the ordinary, this whole thing gets shut down. I can't have that happen. So you can have a wonderful evening. You know, I think I'm feeling you about maybe your friend is missing. I don't know what that has to do with a booze and schmooze. I'd be happy to help you on any other night. Really, really. Cross my heart. Tonight has got to go perfect. So I'm going to keep an eye on you. And if you mess anything up for me, I'm going to kick you out. I can tell any person in this room, I mean, not the caterers. They don't really have any power. I can tell any person in that room over there that you should not be here, because I assume you're not supposed to be here, and you will be gone. All right?
I mean, I think honestly, whether or not I was supposed to be here, if you told them that, I think I'd probably be out anyway. But yes, I understand, Susha.
All right, honey. I don't want hard feelings between us. Like, I feel for you, and I care about your friend, but there is one thing that matters the most to me in this world, and I have worked too hard for it to go downhill tonight. So if we cross paths tomorrow, talk to me. I'll see what I can do for you. I like the fluffy one. He eats a good food. He finishes his meals. But you are a delivered pastry who came back to my door. That's not how you honor your caterer, right? So, I really want to help you here.
I mean,
but
to follow
we
that
cannot
analogy,
let anything go wrong tonight.
To follow that analogy, I didn't deliver the pie back. It was other people who have delivered the pie back. Technically, because I'm only here because of the other people. Anyway, that didn't really go anywhere.
You're getting nervous. You're getting a little toasty. That's fine. That's all right. I know I'm an intimidating lady, so I got to get back to my kitchen. If you talk to me later, maybe we can work something out. But you gotta wait until after the event to make any kind of crazy move. I know you're here for some shenanigans, and I can't let it happen. Alrighty?
Just information. That's all.
Is it information that's going to require you to pickpocket someone? Because these are dragons, and that's taken from their hoard, and that's our rule number 1. We only got like 3 rules around here. That's rule number 1.
I would not strive to steal from a dragon, okay? I would never want to do that. I've learned from last time how serious you all take these rules, okay? I've been trying to tell you the truth. And
I appreciate your honesty.
I'm just gonna really hope that whatever information we need isn't on a dragon.
I rolled insight. I got a 17, but I believe you're not lying, so I think that works.
I think Fox also believes Fox is not lying right now. I think
It's an improvement on Fox.
Yeah.
Zoth lives on through Fox.
Clara, I hope we can meet again.
Can
on
you
better terms.
Can you do one more thing for me? I think that will make this just that much more
Sure, anything.
doable for this evening. I'm happy to see you. I really am. I know it doesn't feel like it, but I just can't. This has got to go perfectly. I've been working on it for months. Who are your other friends here? I know that one, the stirring one, the rock. I know he's with you. Who are the others? I gotta keep an eye on him. I'll find them if you don't tell me. But if you tell me now, then I will take your confidence.
Can I roll a perception check to make sure nobody else is listening to this conversation?
You may. And Gundar, I would like you to roll a performance check to play a chef.
Gundar's backup is that if his playing of the chef doesn't go well, then he would like to roll intimidation so that no one is willing to question it.
Okay.
He's just stirring with a spoon that's upside down, but he looks really grumpy.
Performance is not that great. 10, so average performance.
Okay. He's doing an average job of stirring whatever it is he's stirring. It's probably
a big old pot of soup.
Yeah, that's right. Soup squad. Or soup team.
On brand.
How did Fox do on the perception check?
Nat 20.
Okay. Nobody is paying close attention that you can see. However, you can now see that the thing that Clara keeps making eye contact with as she's talking to you is a box. It's like a what am I trying to say? Like one of those white paper like cake boxes, you know, that like pastries are delivered in with the clear top, or the clear film on the top of it, and on the side of it, it says Wine and Spirit Society stainless, and it's like a very official looking packaging for some kind of pastry or creation or whatnot. That's what she keeps looking at when she's, glancing away from you.
I also want to roll insight to make sure that Claire isn't going to immediately rat us out if I just rat us out.
Clara, if you're planning to rat them out, then you should roll deception.
I rolled for insight a non-nat 20 as well. But I know that's
That means you rolled a 2, right?
I actually rolled a 19. My insight is +1.
What was that deception roll? If you rolled it.
It doesn't seem like she's lying to you.
Great.
Okay. I'm going to make a pointed gesture to look at the stainless box and look back at Clara, and I'm going to be like, all right, I have probably the only construct in this building, and the
construct is just a little kind of a mechanical thing, right? Like, because I got one of those. I'll call him over. But what were you saying? Go on.
About my size.
Right? Oh, mine is like this big. He looks like a little fluffy thing with wings.
No, that's not the construct. No.
Oh, all right. Go on.
And then there is a little fluffy thing with wings. But he's not a construct. He's flesh and blood.
You're working with a fluffy with wings? Oh my gosh, they should meet. They should meet. Here, I'll call him over. Here you go. Come here, Miles.
And this little sort of mechanical, it's kind of like a really tiny winged badger. It flies over like a little homunculus, zooms over.
Is it Alan's homunculus been reforged?
Yeah.
No!
Flits in a happy little circle around Clara's head, and then it ducks down to take a glass like it's trying to take an order somewhere, and struggles massively with the weight of the glass as it tries to pick it up. Very, very slowly and like trembling, picks it up and like and begins slowly making its way across the kitchen with the glass.
We really only trust him with the champagne flutes because they're a little bit lighter. But isn't he a doll? That's Miles. You got one of these?
I no, not currently. I have a flesh and blood one that's a little bigger than that.
So you're telling me who's on your crew? Okay, so you got a big Miles.
I got a big Miles.
You got a rock. I'm just not feeling that confident in your plan, honey.
Well, to be honest, we're here just looking for information, so we're hoping we can just figure out what we can figure out while we're here.
Well,
we normally wouldn't be able to enter the building, so.
It's impressive that you made it this far. It was great that you stole my catering uniform design and bribed my tailor, who happens to have a lot of loyalty to me and may have reached out and let me know that something was down. But yeah, ingenuity, it's a plus. You're doing great. It's good to see you. Anybody else on your team here I should know about, honey?
That are here? No. Or should interfere. These are the only people here. There's only 4 of us.
Sous Chef, can you take a look at this sauce? Someone got the recipe wrong.
Someone yells from across the kitchen.
Tonight is not the night for wrong recipes, honey. I'm on my way. All right. I will be at the bar later. If you need, if you are about to stir something up, you got to come talk to me first, or I will You have never seen anger like a sous chef's anger.
I promise I'll go to the bar first.
Scout's honor.
Scouts honor.
All right, goodbye, Dumpling. You're cute as ever. Good to see you. She flits off to go look at whatever this sauce situation is. Miles/Brad is still slowly flying away with the champagne flute.
All right, Gundar. Chef has given us new orders.
What's that?
We are to go schmooze on the floor as catering staff, and they said right now they do not need any cooks right now or really anytime tonight ever. So,
Gundar's
cooks.
Gundar's gonna like lean closely to Fox and like whisper like, "So is that a no on the poison?"
That's a no on the poison.
Gundar looks really disappointed.
The poison.
He's gonna like slowly set down the big spoon he was stirring this pot of soup with for like 20 minutes. And,
Let's go to our meeting point Alpha at the bar, and we'll relay this to Team Snoop.
Copy.
As he sets down the big soup pot that he's been stirring for 20 minutes, he looks over and he sees like another assistant chef just horrified at the fact that this giant rock being could pick up a hot soup like metal pot and just hold it in one arm while stirring. Bruiser hasn't even noticed that like his shirt is slightly singed from where it touched it. The smell of burning fabric is in the air. Yes. So you head out of the kitchen. And in leaving the kitchen, you find yourself in the fire room, which is where dinner's going to be served. Obviously, the kitchen opens onto this space. And so you can see a large number of tables. They're like the round banquet tables, you know, with the fancy tablecloths that fall to the ground, and they've got nice chairs tucked in around them. There's a small stage at one end of the room with some candles and stuff lit around it to draw attention over that way. And then like a big shimmery curtain behind it. And right now the room is mostly empty and mostly dark. It's like, you know, the table centerpieces haven't been lit. There's no lighting in the room that's turned on because nobody's in there yet to eat dinner. Do you do anything in this room before you leave, or are you just headed out to the lobby? The atrium, I should say.
Specifically, I just wanted to ask a clarifying question.
Yeah.
You mentioned that we have the itinerary, and it mentions a private area. Do we know where that private area is? Is this it? Or do we not know where that's intended to be?
This is just the room where all of dinner is, the fire room.
Okay.
So you're talking about during dinner, like there's a meeting that's happening, right?
Right.
That would be in this room, but the portable like sound wall has not been put up yet. Basically, they requested that like division commanders have a little portable divider put up around their table, and it has not yet been raised and put in place.
And no other guests are in the room right now?
No other guests are in the room. No. There are a couple of catering staff who are like laying out silverware and stuff, but nobody of note.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what's happening. You heading out?
Yeah, I'll head out to the bar.
All right, you head out towards the bar, and that brings us to 6:00 p.m., which is when FP and Bruiser are making their way down the ramp along with all the other guests for the sort of mingle time before dinner. So it's 6 p.m. in the evening. The two of you are winding your way through a large crowd to try and get to the bar. When you arrive at the bar, there are a couple well-dressed bartending staff who are in place, and overseeing them again is a small blue fairy dragon dressed in an elegant sort of nightgown or ball gown or whatever you might call it. And she is kind of coordinating the mixed drinks and making sure everyone gets what they need. And then she has two assistant bartenders who are working with her. They have a pretty good flow. They're moving through customers pretty quickly, but at the same time, there's a lot of customers. And so it does take you a little while to get to the front of the line. And just as you get to the front of the line, dressed in their catering outfits, Fox and Gundar or kind of arrive at the back of the crowd. So the two of you can see to the front of the crowd where FP and Bruiser have just arrived at the bar. Let's check in, FP and Bruiser. Let's check in with FP and Bruiser. So what are you doing now that you've made it to the bar?
I'm gonna order a drink, and I'll look to FP. Do you drink anything?
I can pretend to drink.
Oh,
Would it be rude? Would it be rude for me to not get a drink?
I mean, we waited all this time. I think you should at least hold the drink. That's customary.
What kind of drink should I hold?
I'll get you what I get. And then I approach the bar and I ask, do you have any house specials tonight?
Hello, honey. You look familiar. It's all coming together. I've got this one right over here. And she pulls out a glass that has like a deep red liquid. We're still picking out a name for it, honey. It's brand new. Tell me what you think. What does it make you feel? I wanna know. And she hands you a glass of this good stuff.
He holds it up, swirls it around, sniffs it with his little snoot, and then takes a sip.
Roll
My,
Constitution save.
Okay. Ba-doop, ba-doop, ba-doop. That is a 16.
It's not too strong for you. It's pretty good. It's somewhere in the whiskey family.
Okay. I like it.
Nice.
Maybe what shade of red is it?
This is a deep blood red.
Okay. How about maybe crimson? Crimson swirl?
Because it's got that nice shimmer to it yeah, I like it. Very clever. You know, us guys with wings, we know what's going on. You know, when you got wings, you hear things. That's what they say.
Absolutely.
I agree. FP pulls out a little book and he writes down, if it has wings, it has... What was that?
When you got wings, you got to get the gut. When you got wings, you'll hear things. That's my slogan.
When you got wings, you hear things. Do you listen through your wings?
No,
honey. It's just a saying. It's a figure of speech. You know what I'm saying?
He's
No.
You know what you picking up what I'm putting down, honey? You mopping up what I'm spilling? He's a little slow, this one, isn't he? The coat
I don't
rack?
think you put
he's-
you did not put anything down.
He's new to society as a whole, and he's trying to learn.
Wow. Well, you might be in the wrong place tonight, honey. It's a bit of a society presentation, if you will. Like, look at all the society here. But
That's
would
why
you
he's
like
with
would
me,
you like
to
something
learn.
to drink, honey?
Get him the same thing.
I will have what Ferdinand is having.
Oh, Ferdinand. That's a cute name.
Thank
You know, I have a very cute little friend. He's like you, but like yay big. I think he's carrying a champagne flute somewhere.
As she says this, just at the very end of the room, just now making it through the door after like an hour ago of leaving the kitchen, is the little homunculus carrying a champagne flute. It's just sort of hovering just barely over everyone's heads.
You got to see the likeness is uncanny. I pour a
You're
drink
right.
for
a dashing little guy.
It looks like me.
You're funny. Oh, I like him. The coat rack's got jokes. I hand him the same drink.
Great.
Why don't you shake that down and let me know what you think of it? He's got a good name for it, but I'm open to more suggestions. It's a new one for us.
FP takes it up to his face and like clinks it against the front of his grill and kind of swirls it a little bit, like mimicking Ferdinand's motions. It looks like motor oil. I say red oil.
Red oil. Learning a little bit more about your tastes. That's good to know. You know, maybe don't touch much of the cooking. If you're an oil guy, you might not like. Well, okay, except for that one. We've got this nice pastry that's been fried a few times. There's probably a good amount of oil in that one. But yeah, there you have it. I'm glad you're liking it. And I can't say I've ever met somebody quite so shiny as you.
I polish my plates regularly.
That's a good, hygiene is important.
It is important to be presentable at a black tie event.
Hey,
Do
are
you
we
polish your
going to get
plates?
drinks back here, or are you just gonna talk to these two guys? They're, the line behind them is intensifying.
Sorry, sweetheart. I'd love to talk all day. Like, believe me. But you got to move on. Step away from the bar, please.
It was nice meeting
Kiddos,
you.
come on up. Yep. What's your drink? What's your hobby? Tell me what's up.
And so you're now at the bar. You're just a little ways down, so you could stay there if you wanted to get another drink or whatever. What will Bruiser and FP do?
I'm trying to listen to any chit chat, seeing if I could interject and start talking to people.
Okay. Go ahead and roll perception. Let's see what you hear.
22.
22. Okay, so you overhear two rumors that seem fairly wild and uncorroborated. Like everyone has a slightly different take on the same story kind of rumors. The first one is that two private security goons tried to defect. Like they tried to tell some outside organization important secrets of the security goons, and the message was intercepted, and those two people are now, depending on the story, either dead or being tortured or in prison, or something bad happened to them, and everyone's trying to outdo each other in how bad that thing was. So that's one of the stories that's kind of going viral, if you will, in this crowd. And the other story that you hear a lot about is a lot of people are talking about their new assignments. We showed up and we got these papers that had these new assignments, and I'm kind of excited to figure out what's next for me, and but also I'm nervous about it, and that kind of thing. Those are the two conversations that are sort of prevailing in this crowd.
Okay, I'll take my drink and I'll interject when people are one-upping each other on what they heard.
Okay.
And I
heard they're buried underneath one of the abandoned towers outside Stainless, and that they're just gonna be laying there starving for air. They get air for 20 minutes a day, and that's when they interrogate them. They wouldn't survive that. That's ridiculous. I heard they're trapped in the sewers with the Black Fangs.
Oh, well, I heard that they were sent to the frozen tundra to freeze to death.
The frozen tundra? You think they sent them the whole way west? That's such a long way. I don't know about all that. Where'd you hear it?
Where everyone hears everything. Just people.
Just people, huh? I don't know. I think that seems a little unlikely, personally.
Where'd you hear your story?
Where'd I hear my story? I work at Central, or at least I did. I mean, I got new orders now, like everybody did, but I worked at Central. Stuff gets around there, front desks, all that kind of thing. Every time a message goes out of Summit Tower, sometimes it's got to pass through other buildings as relays and stuff like that on the way there. And maybe sometimes the people who are pushing paperwork, maybe sometimes they glance over that paperwork and maybe they see stuff, maybe.
Oh, yeah, we all, no sweat,
Yeah.
Sometimes you see something, just that's it.
That's it. Sometimes that's what happens.
Yeah. But yeah, these new assignments, I can't believe it.
Yeah, pretty insane. Well, I heard a third party leans into your conversation. I heard they're letting the Red Cloaks take care of them. The Red Cloaks? They wouldn't do that. The Red Cloaks are barbarians. They're a ruthless street gang. You can't. They wouldn't work with the Red Cloaks, would they? Wow, I'm just saying that's what I heard. I heard someone say, Bill said it to Ted, and Ted said it to Lara, and Lara said it to me. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Do I have any knowledge of Red Cloaks?
Nope, you've never heard of him.
Okay.
Actually, wait. Bruiser, who knows everybody and has heard everything, has probably heard the name of the Red Cloaks. Okay. Roll I think you're untrained in it, but roll a history check anyway, and let's see what Bruiser knows. Let's see how much I'll tell you.
21.
21. All right. Bruiser has definitely heard of the Red Cloaks. The Red Cloaks are a gang that operate out of the lower west side of Stainless. It's their primary income generation is racketeering, protection and racketeering kind of gigs. And they are basically heavily armed thugs. Is what they are, because they live in sort of the underbelly of Stainless, or of the city. They have a bit of a reputation there. and they're like the most violent gang in the city. Basically, that's their thing they're known for, and that's why if you come back to this conversation, that's why people are like private security goons wouldn't work with them. Like we have standards and like morals and stuff, So it's like that's the kind of hesitation there.
Company with goons in the name has standards.
Yeah,
for sure.
exactly.
That's crazy.
The leader of the Red Cloaks is named Red, or his nickname is Red, but his actual name is Vincenzo Rossi. So if you needed that information, now you have it.
You said it was Vincenzo?
Yeah, Vincenzo Red Rossi.
Okay. Wow, that would be insane if they're working with them.
It's just what I heard, man. It's just what I heard. I just tell it like it is,
So where'd you get reassigned to?
I'm headed up north. Yep, just me and the goats. And everyone kind of laughs along with him. Yeah, I'm going up north too. A couple of people are joining him. Anybody here get east? You get east? Where are you going?
I'm going east.
You're going east. You're going to be living the good life. Easy peasy out east.
Oh, what's the job like out there? I'm a new hire, so
I've never been out that way, so I wouldn't know. I remember I worked in Central, so I came out here from Stainless.
What do you
But
hear
I mean,
about
it's
these?
got to be better than the North, right? I mean, North is all wild wilderness and wastelands and goat folk armies and stuff. I mean, at least you got some, civilized societies out there in the East. You got the, Arivale and the Jungle of Songs, and I don't know. I just imagine it's probably better. Plus, I mean, as long as the wheelings are out there, the ground's going to be well tended. No wastelands out that way.
as long as they're hospitable, I guess.
I mean, I assume so. I guess if you piss them off or something, then they wouldn't.
I
But
don't
like,
plan
we're
to.
security forces, right? So whoever's hiring us to secure them is
Yeah.
we're supposed to be friends.
Is anyone going to Central? I look around at the group just to see.
Nobody seems to have been assigned to Central.
Huh. Are they moving out of Central then?
I don't know. Beats me. It's actually kind of weird that none of us are going to Central. Maybe there are some people who just didn't get new orders.
Did anyone do you know if any other people at Central get, like everyone at Central that is getting transferred out?
I haven't heard anything.
Hmm.
It seems like as far as orders go, you've kind of plumbed the depths of what everybody here knows. A lot of people they just got their orders today. It's not like they've had a lot of time for the rumor mill to tell them about things.
Well, any of you dart or poker men?
Nah, but I'll beat you at billiards if you got the time.
Nah, you're going down.
Let's do it.
Doubles?
Sure, we can play some doubles. Tin Can gonna play?
Yeah.
Gotta be honest,
he's
I'm
wicked.
kind of surprised to see you here. I thought all of you're bot fellows. I thought they sent you guys out west to take care of the stuff in Urda or in Udril.
Orders are orders.
He's a prototype that we're training to try and make a little bit more presentable in society.
Is part of that training giving him centuries old fashion to wear?
He picked that out himself.
I'm trying my best.
You're doing great, buddy. FP, are you doing anything else, or are you going to go join them for billiards?
I'm going to lean into Ferdinand and say, I'm going to make a round. I can join you for doubles in a little bit. Is that
Alrighty.
okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
BRB.
And FP pushes away from Bruiser and kind of begins navigating the crowd just in time to make contact with Fox and Gunner in their catering uniforms. The two of you have been slowly winding your way through the crowd by the bar, moving through the pileup, and you've sort of coalesced next to each other here.
Hello, sir. Would you like a drink?
No, my glass is full. Thank you.
I truly insist that you have a taste. Here, let me tell you more about this drink. Excuse me.
Okay.
Hey, lean up to FP and I'm like, all right, so we have a complication.
Yes, I only have 2 hands, and I need one free to work and one to hold this drink. Please don't make me take another drink.
I'm not going to give you another drink. Right. It's just
A ruse, I see. What is your complication?
Stealth with
Yeah.
disadvantage.
Gunnar is trying to just position himself in a way where, like, with his big, wide body, he can just, like, cover up
18.
most of the conversation that's happening.
Okay. 18's pretty good.
You know that fairy dragon at the bar?
Yes.
She knows a lot. So we no bombs, no bombastic things. We gotta be like ghosts, okay? Like we were never here.
I am not alive, so in that way, I am very much like a ghost.
In our actions, not literally.
I don't
Just-
think floating around and saying "ooh" is good for our mission.
No.
No,
just-
let me hear
let's
one
not
second.
stir.
It's think about the most boring way to get this mission done. That's what we're trying to do here. I know it's disappointing.
Understood. Affirmative.
As
And
Gunnar
FP
says
turns around
that,
and walks away.
as Gunnar says that, and as FP turns around to leave, you hear a little ding, 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 a fork on a glass, and an announcement comes over the group from that giant dragon in the way undersized tuxedo. If I could have your attention, please. Dinner will be beginning in 15 minutes. Please begin making your way towards the fire room at your earliest convenience. Thank you. And then he walks back to towards the front of the building. FP, what
Sir.
are we up to?
Two things. I want to, as FP is walking around, I want to analyze the patterns on the tiles on the ceiling to see if I can figure out the duct work. Like if I see air ducts,
Okay.
like figure out which way they're running, which rooms they run into, stuff like that.
Okay. Roll a perception check.
That is a natural one. Oh no.
The truth is you aren't able to really identify which ones are ductwork and which ones are running water. So you pick out a set of tubes that you think might be air ducts, but in truth, FP does not realize this, but watch, the player will know this. In truth, they are the water system, the running water system, and the caps that you could use to connect into it from the first floor.
Okay.
And I had
FP
die
thinks
the
to
tension.
himself, I have secured our transport route. And he starts to follow them to try and, is there a room, the bathroom? I presume he
Yeah.
follows them to where they would go to the bathroom.
Yep. They lead into, so there's two lavatories. He follows them to one of them. It doesn't matter which one. FP steps in. It's not like packed with people, but it's a large crowd. So there's probably at least 2 or 3 people in there. So FP walks in and there are a couple of people who are using little stalls in this room. But you can also see that there is like a little hookup into the pipes that's coming out of the wall.
Before he does anything with the water, the second thing he wanted to look at was the lighting situation. Does it appear to run on hotlines?
The lights in the atrium is actually lit by skylights. So it's moonlight that's coming in and lighting this room. However, in his journeys, he probably has seen some conduit, like thin conduit that hotlines would run through. So it's feasible to believe that lower in the structure, because the rooms are all dug down. That's where the rest of this lodge or this hotel is. So on the lower floors, they are probably lit by hotlines. It's hard to tell if there's some kind of central generator or if each one has its own supply of digits. Sorry.
Okay. Are there skylights? I presume there are not skylights in the restroom.
Mm-mm.
Just above all of the stalls pointing down.
Yeah,
I
no,
presume
there
that's
are not.
the case.
That is not the case. The restroom.
So that means that there are hotline powered lights in here.
Yes.
Okay. FP will wait a little bit of time to see if the restroom clears out at all.
Okay, I'll roll attention pool to find out. Or
Okay.
roll attention die. Yes, the people leave and FP has at least a couple minutes before someone else comes in.
Okay, I'm going to pull out my jack kit, and I'm going to pull off the 1/4-inch adapter on the front and connect a little alligator clip. And am going to tap into the hotline, and I'm going to try and see if he can suss out where the power is flowing and the amount of power that is flowing to each room.
Sounds good. I would like you to roll I can't remember if we picked what the check was to use the jack kit.
You pick the appropriate ability, and I get to add my proficiency bonus because of the kit.
Let's do Arcana for this.
Okay. Well, Arcana is a skill, so that would be intelligence.
Yes. Sorry.
Okay. 13.
13. Okay. And remind me again what you're trying to determine about it.
So he's wanting to determine if there's like any big stuff. He kind of wants to see a mental spider web of the hotline network.
Got it. So the hotline network that he has tapped into serves only the first floor of the Charleston Lodge.
Okay, so there's separate networks then.
It lights the conference room spaces, which do not have any skylights. So there are a large number of lights in the ceilings of the conference rooms, the fire and the ice room. There are lights in the hallways to those rooms. There are lights in the kitchens. There are lights in the bar. There is some room behind the bar on the south side of the building that you're not sure what's in there, but that room has some lighting in it as well. And then there's also staircases that lead down to the lower floors where the rooms are and the more like private meeting spaces, like 2-leg sized conference rooms and things would be. But the network you're on isn't actually down there. It's just the stairs to get down to those floors.
Can you tell which room on this floor the power source is in?
Yeah, it turns out that the network actually extends out of the lodge itself and up towards where the stable is, and into some kind of large box type structure.
Okay. All right. He will disconnect from that. And I don't know if you want to switch scenes, but the next thing that he's going to do is try and enter the ventilation system.
Okay, let's check in with Fox, who I think had something he wanted to do, and then we'll come back to FP when everyone leaves for dinner. We'll say that the scouting and the walking over there takes 5-10 minutes, something like that. Fox and or the others, what you want to do?
Gunner.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I was going to try to intercept FP, but I've missed that boat. I'm sure as other people have asked for drinks and have had to do my job to fit in. In that case, well, I will. Yeah. What time is it right now?
It's like 6:45. So dinner is at 7.
Right.
It's 6:45, 6:50, something like that. The crowd is beginning to meander in the direction of the dining room, but it's not moving at a very fast pace. People are finishing their games of billiards or whatever before they leave their darts and things.
Okay. I'm gonna head over back to the catering staff and be like, Vexar has requested a bottle of wine be delivered to his private quarters for after dinner. Can somebody help me out with that?
Is this back in the kitchen or at the bar that you're making this request?
At the bar.
At the bar. Okay. You head back to the bar to make your request, and you naturally find yourself asking your request of Clara Albuquerque.
Is that so? He's a little bit thirsty this evening. Nobody's tending to his every whim this evening. You want to tell me what you got going on there, honey?
Hi, Clara. Sous chef. I wasn't looking when I asked that question, and
It's all right. I dazzle. Sometimes people can't even look straight at me.
Clara, who's like, 1.5 feet tall or whatever, as a fairy dragon, is like, my eyes are down here, honey.
Yeah, no. Well, I was hoping to deliver a bottle of wine to Vex's private quarters.
And you can roll persuasion or deception on this roll, Fox.
The words I used are literally what I want to do.
Okay, so that's a persuasion roll. Clara, you may roll an insight check to determine if the request is legitimate or not.
It is a half-truth. So that's a 19.
I've got a 13.
Okay. So, Clara, you're not quite able to determine whether this is a real request or not. This could be genuine.
And tonight's
Alright.
got to go perfect.
I'm just delivering the bottle.
Here's what I'll do, honey.
Okay.
I've got some really sweet, adorable little kitchen staff over here. Look at the suspenders, the bow ties. Like, I'm a genius. I like you. I think it's a great idea. He's gonna love it. I'm gonna send somebody along with you to help out. You know, you're small. Carrying things is hard. I'll send somebody to help you along.
Gunner is gonna step like side shuffle sidestep right into view behind Fox. I'll do it, miss.
I'm just gonna cover my eyes.
Oh, the rocket talks. This is so rich. Okay.
Gunner is gonna furrow his brow and really hard stare at Clara.
I'll make a deal with you, sweetheart. I'll make a deal with you, sweetheart. You tell me what day of the week it was when I hired you to join my catering staff for this event, and I'll let you go do this. Otherwise, I'm gonna pick one of my people. One of my other people. Sorry, slip of the tongue.
What day of the week?
What day of the week was it when you came to me and said that your dream was to be a caterer?
My dream ain't to be a caterer, miss, but it was a Wednesday.
As it turns out, I have so much soup that I need to be stirred. And I think that you're the giant rock man. Look at those burly arms, those biceps. I bet you never get tired. Here, I'll have him bring it right out to you.
Gunner is gonna use an ocean.
Yeah,
the ocean is that he actually lifted a bottle of Vexar's champagne in between the time that Fox was distracting Clara at the bar. While Fox was doing that, Gunner actually snuck behind the bar and snagged a bottle of Vexar's favorite champagne that he special ordered for tonight.
Okay.
So proud of you, Jake.
So to sneak behind the bar, you don't need to roll a stealth check because you're wearing a disguise, but you will need to roll a sleight of hand check to lift the bottle and get away with it.
Guess what he's got for sleight of hand? Plus 10, baby. And good thing too, because he rolled a 2.
Clara, go ahead
12.
Okay, and Clara, roll perception with disadvantage because you are engaged in a conversation with Fox to see if you notice.
I can't believe I rolled a 2 and got a 12 on my sleight of hand.
sometimes it'd be like that.
Okay,
Dang it!
Clara rolled a 17. So remember, you can't fail in a flashback. It just means that there's a twist or a complication. So Clara is being super perceptive, and so as you walk into the back, you are able to try and lift the champagne glass, but at the same time, somebody hands you a giant pot of soup, and you now have to try and balance and hide the champagne underneath of it. So now I will need a stealth check from you to try and tuck the champagne away somewhere to maintain your ruse.
Gunner really typecast himself as the soup guy pretty early on. Team soup. Ah man, I am not rolling well. That's an 8 on the stealth.
That's an 8. Okay. What could possibly go wrong with this? Let's see here.
Covered in soup.
Add a touch. Yeah, maybe you spill the soup. Gunner spills some soup on himself, so it doesn't like fall on the floor or anything like that. You hide the champagne bottle, but you do spill some soup on yourself, and it kind of messes up your fancy outfit and everything like that. And Clara totally notices the soup stain. Like, she doesn't see that you've stolen a champagne glass, but she's like, sees that you've.
That's why she was like, "Oh, you're a soup guy."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you doing anything else, or are we gonna leave it there?
For the flashback part, we'll leave it there.
All right.
So in real time now, as Gunner's attempting to be reassigned to soup duty again by Clara, Gunner is going to produce the bottle of the fancy champagne from behind him and say, "It's all right, miss. I already got the bottle," and start like with a hand on Fox's shoulder, like start like, all right, walking in the direction of Vexar's quarters.
What did you do with the soup? You're still holding a huge metal pot of soup.
He's gonna plop it down on the bar, clang, and walk out.
Okay.
I'm gonna give Clara I'm like, I'm sorry. It wasn't my plan.
I would like to spend an ocean.
All right.
Whoa!
Laura's gonna spend an ocean.
Gasp.
Okay, you, and you. Are you listening?
Yes, chef. Yes.
All right. Do you see the big burly guy? You know, he's got arms for days. He's got no hair. He looks like a rock.
Yes,
That
we
one.
see him.
The mountain?
Mhm.
All right. You were going to track him this evening. I think he's going to be a problem maker. This has got to, I've told you, it's got to go perfect.
Yes, chef.
Tonight is the night.
Of course, chef.
We're going to skyrocket ourselves into just catering heaven. The rest of time, it's going to be fantastic.
Yes, miss.
It's all up from here, but
Of
you
course,
got to
chef.
follow him. You make sure he does not mess anything up. I don't want to see a dropped glass. I don't want to see a disturbed customer. You're going to keep an eye on him, keep him from messing anything up. All right? It's got to be perfect.
Understood, chef. We're on it. Great. Roll a perception check on behalf of your tracking.
And it's just one
aids.
guy, but I
Okay,
was
yeah.
talking to multiple people, but one
we'll
guy
send just
is
one
like
guy.
who I picked.
So
Roll what?
perception on his behalf.
He got a 15.
15. Great. Okay.
Loses.
And so Gunner walks off. Gunner, roll a. Actually, you don't need to roll anything. What's your passive perception?
10.
10. Okay, so you are not aware that you're being followed. Let's rejoin Gunner as he walks off down the hallway. You're walking.
The hand, the goal was to bring Fox with.
Yep, yep.
Hand on Fox's shoulder, like, all right, we're going.
Yeah, and you and Fox are walking with the flow of traffic, so it's pretty easy to get where you're going because most people are walking to the fire room where dinner is. So, they're walking with you. They take the right turn into the dining room, and you, I assume, continue straight because you're trying to go down to Vexar's private quarters?
Correct.
Great.
Correct.
You are headed down to Vexar's private quarters. Bruiser, you went to play billiards, and just as you got there, they announced that the room was going to clear out for dinner. Are you going to do anything, or are you just heading to dinner?
As I'm heading to dinner, I would like to just scout out like potential vents that just like air vents that one could squeeze through.
Sure. Make a perception check.
I can do that.
Also, chat makes a great point. Gunner should definitely have inspiration for his soup performance. So yeah, have that.
Remind me what inspiration
perception
does.
is 21.
Free inspiration you can spend at any point in time, or a free
what is
advantage. That's what I meant to say.
Great.
Say it again, Bruiser.
21.
21. Okay, you are also able to identify some air ducts. The way that they are structured here, some of them run across the ceiling of the atrium, obviously, but then they have vertical ducts that go through, they kind of duck into the walls and then descend down. There are little vents at the floor where, hot or cold air might come out onto the atrium, and then they continue downwards. So you could squeeze in through any of those openings.
Could I use an ocean right now?
Yeah, absolutely you can.
So we go back to Bruiser's vast network. He wants to procure blueprints for the lodge. So like for the air duct specifically.
You are
then
speaking to
layout.
Archie the Architect, one of the common builders in Floodana. He's a dragonborn. He's got black scales, and he's looking at you and he goes, "Man, the Charleston, we built that a long time ago. Let me see if I can find the blueprints for you. What do you need this for? Are you looking for a specific page or anything like that?"
Oh, I'm contracted by the private security goons as a builder to make sure that everything's up to code.
Roll deception.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a good one.
natural 20, baby.
Yeah,
for
it
a total
is.
of 32.
Natural 20. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. They always check up on everything. Let me see if I can find the paperwork here for you. And Archie begins digging through, stacks and stacks of scroll cases, those big round, poster tubes. And eventually he finds one that's got the right label on it, pops the lid up, and pulls out the paper, unrolls it, and, finds the page that you need. And he goes, all right, ventilation. I assume they're all worried about being underground. Oh, no, it's an underground hotel. We're not going to be able to breathe. Ventilation's totally fine. Way up to code. Stainless couldn't do better. And he lays out the blueprint on the thing in front of you. He goes, you know what? You want that copy? Just take that copy with you. I got another copy. You can show them. They'll be perfectly happy.
That's perfect. Thank you so much.
Happy to help.
And so in the flashback, you would have seen when we're as a team, all of us together in our planning phase, we would have gone over that this is the duct that leads to the area above the dining table and where the generals are and everything. And then also...
I think it's a little too late for that because you would have to know and FP's searching for the ducts.
Okay.
So maybe you got that information on the way to the heist. It was your job to stop it and pick it up.
How about, can we know the conference room duct that goes to the conference room too? Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
You just did a bad job communicating. FP's so lost.
Yeah. Poor FP. Are you trying to get into the ducts now?
So yeah, after the. Oh, sorry. Were you talking to?
I was
Bruiser?
actually talking to Bruiser, but we're gonna come to FP next.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. How are you doing it?
I would like to go to one that's in the direction that everyone's going, but on a side hallway that people may not be down.
Okay. You head over there and you certainly find the duct. You are going to need to, it's got a grill on the front of it, obviously, so you'll need to remove that somehow. If you've got a toolkit you want to use, you can use that. Otherwise, it'll just be a strength check to pry it off.
I will use a toolkit.
Okay, what toolkit?
Whichever one has a screwdriver in it.
Which tools did you bring?
What tools do I have? Let me look.
If you didn't put any tools in your loadout, then you don't have a toolkit to use.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. I do not have a toolkit.
Oh, well then Bruiser's going to have to just pry it off with strength.
Do you not have a repair kit?
I leave it in the truck. I don't have these tools.
Okay.
A burglar's pack? Anything?
Oh no, I do have thieves tools. Okay.
Okay,
Sorry.
there you go. You can use your
I was
thieves
on the
tools.
wrong page. Yeah, I'll use those.
Okay, so use your dexterity check assisted by your thieves tools.
Okay. 18.
18. Okay, yeah, you pretty easily unscrew the vent and move it off to the side. The crowd is moving past you. You've done a pretty good job lagging towards the back, so the odds are pretty low of them spotting you. And they don't, at least that you can tell. And you now have the grate off of the vent. What's your play?
I'm going to go in and I want to put the grate back, but not screw it in, so it just looks like it's in place.
Okay. I'm going to add a tension die because this is something that should be fairly easy, but there's always the potential for something to go wrong.
And I'm little.
Ooh, and it rolls a 1.
Oh, no.
You get into the vent just fine. You get the grate exactly where you want it. You back up like a half inch or whatever to get in position and realize that you have entered one of the vertical shafts. Like this is where the ducts go down to the next floor, and you fall 1 story to the next floor.
Oh,
I have wings.
Or
is it too small?
Not in this vent duct, you don't.
Yeah.
You take 6 points of fall damage as you fall 10 feet to the next floor, and a loud echoing clang rings through the ventilation duct, which on their way down the stairs or towards the lower rooms, Fox and Gunner, you both hear it like in the vents above you in the ceiling. It go ding and like rings out through all of them. FP62, you do not hear this. In fact, let's check in on FP62 before we follow Bruiser deeper into the vents here. FP62, you're in the bathroom. What are you doing?
So as we swap to FP62, he is halfway through removing the bolts from what looks like a manhole cover, not thinking that, air would not be able to come out of this thing anyway. But
Poor FP.
he's doing his best.
Yeah, he's doing his best. FP slowly unscrews the last screw on the manhole cover, and it bursts open with the pressure of water behind it, a little bit like a fire hydrant.
Oh dear!
It just blasts out.
Oh my goodness!
It bounces off of
like,
FP for 1 hit point of damage as the manhole cover is flung towards his chassis, and now water is just smashing into you. What is FP doing? There's no one in the bathroom right now.
He's grabbing the lid, trying to push against it, saying, "Go back, go back, go back, go back."
Okay. FP grabs the lid. I would like a strength check to try and oppose the flow of water that's pushing against him here.
Yeah, that's a 7.
A 7. FP is like, he doesn't lose the grip on the lid, but he's not able to this time around. He's not able to connect. I'm going to roll a tension die for the passage of time with this water. Okay. And now he can have another shot if he wants.
This is not boring.
He can try again, or he can try differently. I just rolled basically every time he tries and fails, I'll roll another tension die. So,
I'm going to roll a D100 to see if something happens real quick. Okay. A color changes in FP's eyes, and he starts to experience a little bit of emotion. He begins to panic.
Ooh. Okay.
And he like is kind of doing the construct equivalent of like his pupils dilating. He's kind of freaking out. He's making these motions of like breathing heavy, and he drops the
manhole cover.
The manhole cover. Yeah, the manhole cover lid, and is looking frantically for the air vent.
Okay. Roll perception.
Oh, that's 30.
All right. You find the air vent, and you see the shadow of Clara Albuquerque standing at the doorway of the bathroom, drawn over by the sound of the water rushing and what have you. So Clara's there. The air vent is just above you in the ceiling, and you could totally reach it because the bathroom's not that tall.
Housekeeping. Hello?
I need Clara Albuquerque to make a wisdom saving throw.
Ooh.
Oh wait, she's not in. You said it was the shadow of her?
Yeah, like she's knocking on
I
the
haven't
door,
opened the
and
door
her
yet.
shadows, like kind of
Okay.
coming around the corner.
Well, if she comes in, she might need to make a wisdom saving throw. But FP is diving towards the air vent to get in there as quickly as possible.
Okay, that's a vertical jump, so I need either an athletics check if he's trained in it, or just a strength check if he's not.
That is a 17.
17. FP is able to make the vertical jump to the air duct. There is a grate in the way, so he's now hanging from it like you would hang off the rim of the basketball hoop. Clara, nobody answers your knock. Are you going to go in, or are you going to stay where you are?
I'm going in.
Okay, Clara comes around the corner. FP is now hanging from the grate as Clara Albuquerque comes around the corner into the room. Clara, water is pouring onto the floor from a sink level pipe hookup, and above it, hanging from the grate, is FP62. He's got his eyes, the little sensors have dilated wide in panic, and he looks over at you.
Oh dear, this is the most boring bathroom ever, as he's trying to use one hand to undo the screws.
Does he have a toolkit with him?
He does.
Okay,
He's got
so
a thieves kit.
roll your toolkit dex, but with disadvantage because you're holding yourself on the grate at the same time. Clara, what's up?
There's water shooting from the ground, and FP is hanging from the ceiling.
Water is shooting from the wall. It's like a hookup in the wall, like where another sink would be added, but a little bit wider. And it's shooting onto the ground, so it's going sideways, like out of a fire hydrant type of a thing. And then, yes, FP is hanging from a grate that he's unscrewing.
15.
15. FP successfully unscrews the grate and falls with it. Well, you can make a dex save to catch like the rim of the vent and hold yourself up as the grate that you're hanging from becomes loose.
10.
10. Okay, you are able to catch, but I'm gonna roll a tension die.
So boring. Wow.
You catch,
Who thought
and
that
that's the sixth
bathrooms
one.
were so boring?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is us clearing the pool. None of them landed on a 1.
Yay.
Okay, your interaction.
If you know what's good for you, I want you to stand over there, pretend to be a hat rack, hold completely still, or I'm calling this right now.
FP swings his legs up into the vent, so just his head is poking out. And I need and then he retrieves this little it's kind of long and thin and has like an open, almost like a shovel handle on one side. This is this big long brick, and there's this light blue light on the end of it, and he points it towards Clara, and I need her to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
I
And
can
I'm
never
not-
come back here.
What did we determine the DC for ciphers?
Like the spell save DC?
Yeah.
It's treat the spell casting modifier as a +2 for all those
Plus
ciphers.
2.
So
that's
8 plus
8
2.
plus 2 plus my proficiency bonus?
Yeah, plus your proficiency.
So 16. DC 16.
How'd Clara do?
I'm not super great with these numbers yet, but I've got a 16 on the die plus a 2 at least.
Yeah,
so
so that's an
we're
18.
over that.
Yep. So Clara passes the wisdom save. Are there any effects from the cipher?
So she feels this ethereal whispering command telling her, just leave and don't worry about it. But she is
Her
completely
dedication
unaffected
to
by
her
it.
pastry.
I got a
And
job to
FP
do.
Ducks up in. FP ducks up in after he's gone.
Okay, Clara, you are standing in a ruined bathroom. Water is gushing onto the floor. The vent grate is laying on the floor, covered in water, and FP has just vanished into the grates.
I'm calling it. She is going to step out of the room and find the nearest security goon.
Yeah.
Hey, there is a plumbing issue in the bathroom. It is immediate. You got to find somebody to get on that.
Oh, yeah, of course, right away.
Grate is open.
Yes.
There is also somebody in the air duct. I don't know what he's doing there, but I saw him. So
Somebody
whoever
in the air duct?
Yeah, they sabotaged the bathrooms. I know
He
they got
pulls out,
nice
like, a little
bathrooms
obelisk
here,
on his
but I
shoulder,
didn't
and he
think
goes,
it was
we need to lock
worth
down
it.
right away. We're going to lock down. We've got someone in the air ducts right now. And like things begin happening very rapidly. So Fox and Gunner, you have made it down to the second, like, I guess, negative second level of the Charleston Lodge. Bruiser, you are in the air duct of in their ceiling. You know, you're down one floor, they're underneath you. And FP, you have just hopped up into the vent in the bathroom when all of you hear a very, very loud alarm spell go off. And it sounds as if it's in the room with all of you, except for Gunner and Fox. So Gunner and Fox, you're on the lower tier, so you don't hear this. The upper floor is suddenly full of running footsteps. A lot of things are now in motion. Security goons are running out to secure the doors. The front door, the drawbridge closes with a clang. And really just in general, things begin happening. The two of you who are walking down with the champagne towards Vexar's room, you come around the corner to where Vexar's room should be. It's on floor -3, so the third floor down. You get there just as Vexar launches out of his room. He's got his saber drawn. He's a half-orc. He's a real tall, real strong. And he sees the two of you with the bottle of champagne. And you can roll a deception check to act natural and be discounted because, like, you're wearing the uniforms. One of you's got sauce spilled on you. You do look like caterers. So you can roll deception, each of you, to see how you fare against Vexar.
18.
Okay.
What? Oh no. Yep. Inspiration. All right. Rolling again. No. I rolled a 3 and then a 4, so it's an 11.
An 11. All right.
Ah.
Vexar hops out of his room, saber drawn, looks over at Fox and goes, "Do you know this man with you? I don't recognize him. He's not on the catering list." And he spins the saber into a fighting stance and he goes, "Identify yourself."
Whoa. He's the newbie. He's supposed to be shadowing me. You can tell I look at him with that kind of look of like disappointment and like you can tell he's not very good at it yet. I apologize if he's offended you in some way. Should I send him away?
It was my dream to be a caterer.
Roll your deception check.
16.
16. All right, he rolled a 12. He believes you. Yes, send him away. We don't have any time for this right now. There are things happening here that require us to lock down the building. You can take the champagne, just take it all back to the kitchen. It's probably safer for you there. And yes, get rid of him. And Vexar runs past you and sprints up the steps. He doesn't even bother locking the door behind him as it swings shut with a click.
What does that mean to get rid of him for a lockdown? Sir!
Send him out through the kitchen door. And then he continues up the stairs.
So does he go around a corner at a certain point?
Yeah, he's run up the steps. He's run past you.
Gunnar is just going to casually step into Vexar's room.
Okay. As you step into Vexar's room, Bruiser, you are in the ventilation ducts. You can see some stretches of sideways and some stretches of down. Where are you trying to go to in the ventilation ducts?
You said I hear an alarm. Right?
Yeah, you hear an alarm. Didn't even make it to dinner time.
Yeah. I was heading towards like a duct in the dining room, like above or as close to the like commanders and admirals table.
Okay.
But with the alarm going off, I don't think it's a good idea to be here. So I'm gonna try and navigate myself to the nearest exit and then try and exit as casually and nonchalantly as possible.
Okay. The nearest exit. You're sure you want to go with the nearest exit?
Well, I would check it out before I actually go out. But
I mean, the nearest exit is in the ceiling of the dining room, if that's where you've been going. That's why I'm like checking in with you right now. Like you could drop out of the ceiling.
No, I would find
casually.
Yeah, casually. I'll go to one that's a floor up.
Okay. You go to one that's a floor. Well, there isn't a floor up from the dining room. Like it's, that would just be
down.
outside.
Okay. A floor down then.
Okay. Yeah, you go a floor down onto the
down, right?
You go onto the second floor. That's true. Yeah. He said he was making his way to the dining room, so I assumed he climbed back up. But that's fine. You head back down one story to the second floor -2, and you find an exit. And I'm going to roll a tension die to find out whether it's occupied or not. It is not. So you make your way to an exit. You're able to, you kick the grate out or whatever, you use your tools and get out of the situation. And you're now standing up in the hallway. You can hear footsteps on the floor above you as everyone is running. And just as you stand up and get the grate back in place, Vexar, who you recognize from your prep work, comes rushing up the stairs and looks towards you. He's going to roll an insight to see if you seem legit. Roll a deception.
Okay.
At least you got disguises, or this would be really bad for all of you.
Non-natural 20.
Non-natural 20. Vexar runs right past you. He just scrolls up the rest of the stairs and is on the first floor now.
Could I follow his path? But he's running. I'm not going to run. So I'm just going to go in the direction he is.
Yeah, so you're just casually walking up that way?
Yeah.
Okay, you do walk up that way. FP62, you are in the air duct above the bathroom. Below you, someone has run into the bathroom. They pick up the cap and just in one swing, let me see if this works. It does. In one swing, they just slam it onto the end, like the manhole cover gets swung back onto the pipe, and then they use a cipher and it heats up and actually fuses into place. The like metal of the pipe just kind of melts and welds together. And then they're going to jump They're going to roll an athletics check to try and jump up after you. They haven't seen you. They just, but they do successfully. You hear hands grab the edge of the pipe, and they're moving up towards you. What are you doing? Or of the air duct, I should say.
Would FP during this time have had any time to move through the ducting?
Yeah, he's had a couple
distance away.
Yeah, he's had a couple seconds. Sure.
Okay. Well, when we swap to FP, he is currently sitting on his back, doing the equivalent of panicking and breathing super heavy. He's like frantically ripping the clothes off. He's just like getting everything off of him. He doesn't know what to do with himself. And is just kind of like and making like this word sound,
like a phone vibrating.
Yeah, like a phone vibrating. That's canonical now. That when he panic breathes, it sounds like a phone vibrating. Amazing. And then he's just like scrambling away as far away from that entrance as he can.
Is it reasonable then to think he's not being particularly stealthy about it? Or is
no, actually, probably, yeah.
So they can hear him in the direction he's going. Okay, so the one security goon who's up and in the duct, you don't see him because you've gone around a bend, but you do hear him make a report into his little obelisk cipher thing, and he goes, "They're headed through the ducts. I can hear him. I'm chasing him down." And you hear, confident, I guess, crawling, like echoing through the vent towards you as you're moving. We cut back downstairs to where Gunnar and Fox, well, at least Gunnar, has stepped into Vexar's room.
Radio check. Can we all have a check in on what's happening?
Well, I was in the ducts getting ready to go snoop on the dining table of the commanders and everyone, but then I heard an alarm and I felt it not safe to be in the ducts.
I don't know what is going on. I don't know what is. I don't.
FP, calm down.
Use your words,
right.
FP. What happened?
Do you take deep breaths? Is that what? Just slow down.
I don't know. I don't know what. I don't.
Can
I
you
don't know.
reboot yourself?
Okay, could just tell me what happened in order. Last
in the duct. I don't. Why am I?
I'm going to roll a tension die every so often to represent the flow of time and whether someone catches up to FP or not. So FP is just scrabbling through the ducts kind of meanderingly.
I'd like to spend an ocean.
Ooh, Clara's going to spend an ocean. All right. Clara, hit us with that ocean.
So before the party, I was very determined that everything go completely smoothly. But in the event that there was an infiltrator and that somehow the alarm system went off, I needed a way to get that alarm system off as quickly as possible. Therefore, I decided to reach out to the staff who are usually running this building and learn a little bit about it from that perspective. Find out if there was some kind of off switch that I could throw somewhere.
Oh yeah, of course the alarm has an off switch, miss. I mean, it's natural for us to, run tests from time to time and things like that.
I was going to say, can we test it? Can we test it right now? This is a day that I have visited to see what the area is going to look like, to plan out where all of my dishes are going to go. Nat 20.
Of course we can, miss. Anything for you. Anything for a nice fairy dragon like you.
Thanks.
And he turns around and throws the alarm. And he cuts it off again.
Mind-blowingly loud. Is there any way to lower that volume?
Just turning it back off again. I mean, it's supposed to be loud. It's an alarm.
If it gets pulled by accident, is there a way that one of me or my caterers could turn it back off? Like, where does is that this switch right here?
I could see that this is a really important event for you, and because
everything.
you rolled super well, I'm gonna actually get an override authorized for you for the evening. So we'll have that cipher waiting for you by the loading bay where you bring in your catering
Honey, you
things.
are my hero.
Great, and that ends this flashback. And so we jump to Clara, who is outside the bathroom, I guess, holding a cipher in her hand.
He was just supposed to pull the hat rack out of the ceiling. He was not supposed to throw the alarm. And the alarm goes off. It's been a moment as she was fighting with herself.
Yeah, it's been probably 12 to 18 seconds of alarm. The panicked check-in has happened, and then
All right.
the alarm like kind of fades out and turns off.
She flits off to try and go calm things as best she can, starting with her catering staff and then dispersing them to calm the guests.
Clara's catering staff are waiting for her in the front atrium, just because whenever there's an emergency, they go to their sous chef. And behind them is a mill of private security goons who have run out to see what the alarm is all about. So you are able to disseminate this information among them. And they begin kind of slowly returning towards dinner. Oh, it was a false alarm. Oh, it was this. Oh, it was that. Someone's checking out the vents to make sure it's okay. Whatever, nothing for us to worry about in general. And that resolves the upstairs situation. Downstairs, as we said, you are in Vexar's room.
Gunnar never did his little check-in. He's going to go, Ksh, I'm in the stupid bloke's room.
Excuse me, sir. And you turn around and there is a member of the catering staff standing at the door. He says, I need you to step out of the stupid bloke's room now.
Gunnar's going to ocean and say he never said that. No, I'm just kidding.
Fox is gonna roll a stealth check to just disappear from this situation entirely.
Gunnar
And
is gonna
hopefully-
just like reference his like he's just gonna like gesture towards his whole catering get up as well as the soup spilled on him.
Number to beat is a 22, Fox.
22?
Yep.
For stealth?
Yeah.
That's a 23 plus 25.
All right. What are you hiding behind in the room? It's a generic hotel room. It's got the bed, the table, the
desk.
nightstand, the clock. Okay, yeah. Fox is behind the desk. Gunnar, you gesture at your attire.
And then also has the bottle of champagne. It's like, just dropping this off. And he wants to set the champagne bottle on the nearest like hard surface, and in that moment gather as much visual information of the room as he can.
Great. Roll a perception check and go ahead and roll it with advantage, because you are a rogue thief, and this is what rogue thieves do.
Sweet. 17.
17. Okay, Vexar is a clean traveler. His clothes are neatly pressed and hung. He only has the 2 outfits he needs, one for today and one for tomorrow. So the one hanger is empty, and then tomorrow's clothes are on the hanger. There is a safe in the room. You're accustomed to finding such hiding places, and so you easily clock that there's a safe behind a painting on the one wall. But you don't have time to obviously get into it or investigate it. And there's nothing laying out. Like, Vexar is so clean. There's no notes. There's no anything like that to be found. And then you turn away, and the other caterer says, all right, well, let's get back upstairs and check in with our sous chef, shall we?
Copy.
Good. And he escorts you out and back up towards the first floor, leaving behind Fox. Fox, you are now alone in Vexar's room. The door has swung click shut behind you.
I'm going to use my cipher of detect magic.
Ooh, good call. Let's see here. I'm just checking if there's anything magical in Vexar's room. No, there's no magic to be detected in the room. That's not true. There's a spell of... Wait, your boy's got to Google which school of magic this spell is, or this cipher is. Abjuration. There is abjuration magic on the safe behind the painting. And obviously it is cipher powered. I said magic, but obviously it's Wingle digit powered.
Right. So now that I know that, and I can tell where the safe is now.
Yeah, well, you know where the abjuration magic is, so sure, you swing the painting out of the way and boom, there's a safe there.
All right.
Can Gunnar use an ocean, or how metagame can the oceans be?
I'm not sure how you're asking. Like,
Can I if I wanted to use an ocean to say that while leaving the the quarters, I like handed off my breaching charge to
No.
I
Fox.
mean, you could leave it behind. You could use an ocean to do that. Sure.
It's not a good idea. Never mind.
Okay.
I'll save it. Never mind.
Okay.
Continue.
Fox, you slide the painting aside, and sure enough, there is a safe just behind it.
Boring, guys. We got to keep it boring. I'm going to pull out my cipher of dispel magic and dispel the magic around the safe.
Okay. Boom. You dispel magic. The magic around the safe has been dispelled. You actually hear a little bzzz as a cipher kind of fizzles out of operation.
All right. Now I'm going to crack my hands, prepare a stopwatch in my mind, and prepare for a world record on cracking a safe. Because I don't think I have much time in here.
All right.
So I'm going to try to use my thieves' tools and crack it the old-fashioned way.
Sounds great. So go ahead and use a dexterity check, and then add your thieves' tools bonus to it.
Thieves' tools bonus. All right, that is 24.
24. The lock is putty in your hands. You open up the lock, and inside you see a really nice ring box with a ring in it. You see a small paper, like a moleskin journal, like the little pocket moleskin journals that could go in like a shirt pocket or something like that.
I love those.
You see one of those, and you see 2 tickets for a Dragonelle ride, like a chartered Dragonelle ride.
I'm going to read the tickets.
The tickets are, one of them is for Vexar, and one of them is for a name you don't recognize. And it's for later this evening. In fact, it's for 1 a.m. is when the Dragonelle is supposed to be ready. It's coming back to the Charleston Lodge, so it's just going for a ride and then coming back to the Charleston.
Okay, who's the other name?
The other name is Miscellaneous Fiance.
Okay,
he's hoping it'll be his fiance. It's Vexar's girlfriend. Hopefully he'll roll to see if she says yes.
I thought she said Miscellaneous, like her name is Elanius.
I love it. It's canon. Her name is Miss Elanius.
I love it.
I put the dots together. I'm gonna instead look at the moleskin journal and flip through it for anything real quick information.
Okay, roll an investigation check. I'm gonna roll tension to see if anything happens while you're doing this. It does not.
All right, investigation. That is 16.
16. Okay, great. You are. Let me see what I can find here. I'm gonna take some notes and DM them to you from Vexar's private notebook. Well, I'll say them aloud so that the check. I never know where the good balance is between making them fun secrets and saying them aloud, but I'll tell you.
Okay.
There are 2 prisoners in a warehouse in Stainless called the Iron Tomb. Their names are Rex and Sasha, and they have been trapped there for abandoning Alex Greenvale and her saboteurs after being tasked with killing you guys. Basically, they set that trap in the Northern Wilds, and Jeb was like, if I kill you now, your soul has nowhere to go. They're the people who have been imprisoned in an old warehouse called the Iron Tomb. The Iron Tomb is the property of the Red Cloaks. But Vexar, of course, wouldn't trust such a secret to them, and this note, or this book, reveals that he has actually arranged for a temporary loan of the warehouse with funds that have been funneled through the Diamond Consortium, and it's protected by 1 Shadow Warrior, whatever those are. And you can also see in this book that there's a little itinerary of like things for Vexar to do. So like you can see his schedule for the evening and how he's, give the speech at dinner at 7 and then give out the employee awards at 7:45 and whatever, like all that stuff's on there. But you can see that there is a meeting for later tonight That meeting is taking place at, what time is that? 10 p.m. And next to it, instead of a person he's meeting with or whatever, he has drawn the sigil of the Order of the Broken Scepter for that meeting at 10 p.m. And those are the only useful things that you glean from the book at this time.
Okay. I'm gonna jot all that information down, put everything back exactly as I found it.
Okay.
Close the safe. Can I see the cipher that was had the aberration magic running?
Yes, you can.
I'm going to roll Arcana if I can. Am I allowed to do that? Unless it's not trained.
To
it's not
understand what it is, you could roll Arcana.
To understand that if I want to make sure to turn it on without setting it off.
Oh, I see what you mean. You want to reactivate it without setting it off.
Right.
You can, go ahead and roll Arcana, even if it's untrained. Just roll it and see what you get.
7.
7. You have no idea.
Okay, I'm just gonna close the door, leave it locked again.
Okay.
And insert Wingle digits. I've locked the safe. I made sure everything inside of it is back where it was. Locked the safe, and I'll insert Wingle digits back into it.
Okay. You do so. You insert Wingle digits back into the alarm cipher. And you activate it, and you rolled a 1 on attention die, so there is a complication coming into your scene. The alarm does not go off. However, you are being so delicate about reactivating the alarm cipher that you are not paying attention to the painting in the room, and you accidentally bump it with your elbow off of the wall. It falls and the frame cracks on the floor. And while Fox tries to figure out what to do with that, we cut to FP62, who is skedaddling on hands and knees through the air vents. No one has caught up to him yet, but there is one person chasing him.
Question: has FP accidentally fallen down one story as he's on his back scrambling?
Let's find
away.
out. Yes, FP has fallen one story, and he takes a d6 of damage, which I'll roll. 5 points of damage as FP falls one story while scrambling on his back. Ka-pung! It's this big metallic ringing noise.
Does Bruiser hear it?
Yeah, probably everyone hears it.
Oh. So boring. So boring.
FP.
So boring.
If you can tell me either where you are, the path you took, I can help you get out. I've memorized the ductwork.
I crawled exactly backwards from the eastern bathroom and just fell down a very long distance.
You see the math meme.
The math equations. Okay, Bruiser, you figure out where he is, but it's going to take you 3 tension die to get there. So each tension die represents a chance for FP to get seen and a little bit of time passing. FP, are you doing anything while you wait for Bruiser?
FP is going to use a special kind of ocean.
Ooh.
Like how far back can we reach back?
How far back do you want to go back? They're flashbacks.
Okay, so we flash back like maybe 2 or 3, maybe even 4 weeks ago. You see FP sitting in a little chair, a stone chair with a stone table, with a dragon chess set between him and Radford. And I would like you to speak Radford if that's possible, Josh.
Oh no. Your move, Twinkle Toes!
Yes, so Radford, I've been experiencing something interesting ever since entering that cave and retrieving the magic beans.
Well, tell old Radford about it.
Wow.
What's on your little tin mind?
Wow.
There are times when my sensors experience different parameters. I don't quite understand what it is. Sometimes I will not be able to think clearly, or will think too quickly.
Oh yeah, you've been smoking too much.
No, I fixed that error. That was a little oil that was burning up because of increased friction. This is something maybe a bit of a heart or soul issue? I do not know. I am concerned that maybe I have developed some sort of capability of feeling. I do not like it. One time I was very concerned for my well-being and survival and seemed to have no control of my faculties. Is this normal for one with feelings?
Oh yeah, that's panic.
And what does one do in such a time to stop feeling this way?
Well, here's what you do. You take big, deep breaths through that strange little grate on the front of your face. And that's it.
One simply breathes through the holes in their face.
Deeply.
Deeply. Understood. Thank you, Radford. Also, checkmate.
So it is.
Josh's version of Radford is just King Boomy.
It's really hard for me to find the particular.
Radford.
It's like he's a Minnesotan, but he's also a pirate, and I'm having trouble finding the middle ground where he's like an elderly Minnesotan pirate. So I just tried changing pitch every
At
time
some
I
point, I
spoke.
thought you were Scottish.
If anybody ever does any animation of that, Radford is just drawn in really bad crayon.
And his arms are
FT.
waving wildly.
FP takes a minute to stop. He's like a U shaped right now at the bottom of this grate. His legs are up and his hands are up and he's just kind of folded in half. And you just hear this low rumbling buzzing sound like a cell phone on vibrate. Yep, he's just like
Clara spends an ocean.
All right. Clara spends an ocean.
So when I was casing the joint back in the day, I thought that if anything was going to go wrong, it's always the air ducts with these people. You never know. When there's baddies out there, they need air. That's what they say. That's my slogan. So I headed down to Charleston and I cased the joint. Luckily, I got wings. Wings makes it a little bit easier to follow the airflow. And it's not so suspicious, because honestly, you gotta see where the smells, the aromas, they're gonna waft. You gotta see, okay, I gotta keep my most aromatic pastries here because it's gonna hit the whole room, And that's what I tells them.
Is Clara
if
trying to
anybody
sneak
asks.
in or persuade somebody to let her in to the vents?
Oh, I was just peeking through to see where they're all heading.
Okay, I understand.
So I'm like, can you open that for me? Can I see where that's headed? It's all above the outdoor pool, as it were.
Got it. So Clara's able to do that. Make an investigation check to find out how well you learn your way around.
I'm not gonna lie, I like the whole idea of Clara being this mysterious third party with an unknown agenda. What do you mean?
mean
We know
the
her
only
agenda.
female to ever have been on this show is the femme fatale? Oh my goodness. I got a 14
Okay.
to track where the ducks are going
you
with
do a-
assistance.
You do a great job tracking the ducts.
A great job. That's awesome.
You figure out where
Hey,
you're
Also,
going. Yep.
also fighting for female representation here. Ari was on a one shot, so you're not the only one.
Hey, that's awesome. I love Ari. She's my first wife. So Clara is booking it to get to where she thinks he is before anybody else.
Based on the loud clang noise.
Based on the loud clang noise. And if there is any way, through eyesight, that I can get there, I'm gonna use my my cipher of Misty Step.
Okay. Sure. So you get yourself in sight of the grate that you think it is. Roll an investigation with advantage to see if she picks the right one. She has the advantage because of her flashback.
That was investigation?
Yes.
15.
15. She finds it. So you find it, and the grate is still attached, but you can Misty Step through because you can see to the duct on the inside. So you can, click, your cipher activates.
If I get in there, will I still be able to fly or no?
Your wings will open like 2/3 of the way. So no, you would not be able to fly.
No, but I'd be able to navigate pretty comfortably.
Yeah, you could stand up and walk. You are 1 foot or so tall, a foot and a half, and the ducts were dug out by dragons. So they're like 2 feet or 3 feet in, what am I trying to say, diameter. So.
Okay. I am going to Misty Step as close to FP as I can.
All you can see is right next to the grate, but when you look next to the grate, FP is not far away. Maybe, a couple feet down the grate from you, laying there and buzzing.
Oh.
Very warmly.
He breaks my heart.
More of a
Here's the second tension die representing the passage of time and whether the one security goon catches up to you. Still good.
Okay. So I am going to go in there. I'm allowed in now, right? Through Misty Step. And I'm going to grab him by the hands and very loudly, I got him. I'm gonna take him to the exits. Hang in there, you. And I'm going to drag him bodily in the direction of this grate. And I probably can't whisper anything because it's an air duct and the other guy's going to hear it. So, but I'm going to be like, you were acting pretty foxy there, but I've got you and we're going to get you right out of here.
Okay.
You do indeed got wings, because it appears you have heard things.
I have heard you were quite loud. Everybody, wings or no wings, heard you down here. Now we got to get you out of here, honey.
You get him to the grate. I'm going to do the last passage of time
I'm
before
going to
Bruiser
resist.
arrives outside. Oh, okay. Also, the security goon comes around the corner as you're holding him by the shoulders.
Why do my catering gigs
Security
always
goon
end
drops
this way?
down the vertical shaft and he also clang lands there and makes eye contact with you. FP resists, so that's a grapple check. So I need you to use either athletics or acrobatics, both of you, to grapple each other, and we're gonna see who makes it out.
17.
11.
Okay, so he worms out of Clara's sort of little fairy claws. He doesn't really have anywhere to go, but you're not being pulled. You're you've pinned yourself in the ventilation shaft somehow, and then a little ways down from you is the security goon, who looks up and goes,
I'm sorry, Miss Albuquerque.
What's going on in here? You two know each other?
No, I saw him in the air duct. I'm the one who... Don't you recognize me? I'm flawless.
Oh, yes, I do. Sorry,
I
miss.
sent you up that air duct. I came to the other side, and I got him first. I should have your job. You want me to tell somebody about this? I've got this kid. I'm going to get him out of here because nothing is going to ruin tonight.
Roll deception, intimidation, or persuasion. Your choice. All of those are valid approaches to this problem.
Oh, the shenanigans.
What? This is all going as planned. I don't know what you're talking about.
This was all planned ahead of time. Yeah.
17 plus 14.
Holy goodness.
31.
Okay. So the security goon, very, very, he kind of wilts.
You tell your people that the threat is gone. It was a false alarm.
It was a false alarm. There was no threat.
Now get out of my sight. Get out of this air duct.
I have to go out through this. I can't climb back.
Well,
up.
you go around this way. No, to the left.
No, I'm
go.
I can't get past.
Go to the right.
There's only 3 feet.
She is gonna squish his head and push him down like Play-Doh in the Fun Factory.
Okay. She does. And then what?
Okay. Now it's FP and I in the air duct.
Yeah, sure. You get rid of him. He leaves. He goes back. He finally is convinced to go back the way he came and climb up like some poor struggler.
He's looking for new job opportunities.
Bruiser, you arrive at the air duct and you look inside and see not FP62 but a blue fairy dragon.
I'm starting to get a headache. Y'all are killing me here.
You found my buddy.
I did. You need to get him out of this building or this whole thing goes kaput. That's this. I turned off the alarms. I set off I thought they were just going to grab him and kick him out, but they set off all the alarms. But that can't happen. We need to get through tonight. You guys can screw up everything you want after 2 a.m., but I have everything until then. I've been planning this for months. There's too much rides on this. I like your little foxy guy, but
What is riding on this?
FP, I can explain it to you later.
I don't know you very well. I don't know if I can trust you with my trade secrets, but let's just say my whole business is riding on this evening. And if any more alarms go off,
our
it's
business
all
is
over.
riding on this evening as well. Maybe we have some common ground.
Are you like a tiny little startup? I've been working on this thing for years.
We've been working on this thing for a very long time, and one of our founders was kidnapped and brainwashed. We're looking for his location to rescue him from the demonic beings that have stolen him away.
That's the fluffy one?
Yes.
The other fluffy one.
I'm sorry. Do you guys compete? Is it like a muscle building
I do not
contest
compete.
but with fur?
I've never met him.
So why are you so interested in him?
I was hired to join this team.
Oh, so you're like a smash and grab kind of fluffy.
Smash and grab is not my thing, but
He is essential personnel.
yes.
I like the idea that you're still in the vent and Bruiser's just like sat down next to the vent outside it talking to you and you're just having this conversation.
Miss Clara,
Well,
I
go
don't
ahead.
know very many things. I was born not only a few months ago, but one thing I do know is that family is something that I need, and it's something that I have come to get through this company. And when one of your family is in danger, you protect them, you take care of them, you find them and rescue them. I'm trying to rescue one of our founders, my family, because
One
this
might
is all I
say
have.
We're seeking a lost treasure that was taken from us.
In the most boring way possible.
Well, I've been to some doozies, but this has been a pretty boring dinner party, I must say. Is this the most important thing to you?
This is the most important thing to me. This is the most important thing to Fox.
Tonight is the most important thing to me. Can you get through tonight without setting off any more bombs, any more alarms, without opening a water pipe in the back? Like, I don't even understand why you decided to do that.
Wait,
I was using the bathroom.
me?
And you, skinny one, you...
Miss Albuquerque,
Yes.
all we need is our friend's location, and we will leave. That's all we came to find.
I don't got it. I don't know anything about it. I just
did
know...
not presume that you did, but that's what we are here for. If we have no need of causing any other trouble or destruction, it was all unintended. We're trying to get information and get out. Believe me, if we would have done that quietly and peaceably, we would have. We were just bad at it.
Speak for yourself.
I need you to get good in just a couple minutes here, because
I need us to get good as well.
Josh, what time is it in this evening so far?
Dinner is being served now.
It's like maybe
dinner's
7
going
or
out,
8?
So like 7:15ish.
Okay.
The speech is in like 10 minutes. Vexar's speech.
Now, Miss
Okay.
Albuquerque. Will
Mr.
you let
Fluff.
us- The name's Ferdinand.
That is a cute name.
Will you let us continue harmlessly crawling through the vents?
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
I heard you when you fell down the vent. I heard you when you fell down the vent. I don't think you should be in vents anymore. Let's just call it there. You're not good at this. But
That's the funniest thing anyone's asked in this entire campaign.
and secondly, if that goon, that one that just, I convinced him to go get a new job. If he is still around and he sees you pointing at you, Tin Can, this is all blown for me. So I'm going to give you one last shot, and you cannot be seen.
Then I will stay in the vent.
You're not quiet enough to stay in the vent. I'm going to give you something to help you stay out of sight, but you gotta, it's only going to help so much. You gotta go hide somewhere. You got it? She's going to hand you a cipher of invisibility. Can you use this to get somewhere where they're not going to see you? You could even get out of the building and let your friends finish up. But you are not blowing this for me tonight. If Jeb is the most important thing to you, I will help you with him tomorrow. But tonight is the most important thing to me.
Well, if you happen to hear anything about him tonight, that information would be
wide open. Wide open. That is my promise to you. I liked that little guy. He was good with the hand pies.
I will graciously accept the invisibility.
Will you get out of the air duct?
Yes.
Is he telling the truth?
Oh, should I roll in?
No.
No. Okay, then he needs to roll deception opposed by Clara's insight.
Scout's
Is that
honor.
pretty
I'll
okay
leave
insight?
the vent.
25?
Proceeds to go back into the vent.
Not that good.
Okay, so yeah, Clara, you know before you hand him the cipher of invisibility. That
Okay.
he
But
is
does
not
she have to
planning
roll
get
it
out
at
of the vent.
advantage because he's got a robot face with 0 expressions?
You want me to roll it again?
No, she does not.
Okay. I'm reaching.
If FP understood anything about social cues and interactions, he might have a chance of like masking it in
Yeah,
his voice.
he
If
does.
only
yeah,
he was a
does.
social construct.
Oh.
But he's not.
Well, I'm going to let this argument
Okay.
continue. We're going to
Yeah,
pick
go
up in
for
a
it.
second here while we jump down and check on Fox, and then we'll jump to Gunner, and then we'll come back to this conversation here. So, Fox, you are downstairs in Vexar's room. You've just broken a painting. It's cracked as it fell on the ground.
I'm just gonna hang it right back up.
With the crack and everything?
Yep.
All right. You hang that painting right back on the wall.
I'm also going to. Was there anything on the desk? I'm gonna throw it on the ground.
No, there's nothing on the desk. His room is immaculately clean.
All right. I'm gonna pull the drawers open of the desk. Anything in there?
You find the notes for his speech.
I'm just gonna rip the drawers out and just place them as if though they had been thrown, but I do not want to make a lot of sound right now.
Okay.
And just kind of make it look like the room's been roughed up very quickly.
Okay. I'm kind of shocked that this is happening to you again, but we're at 6 tension die. So as time passes here, I'm clearing the tension pool again.
Yo.
Wow. Oh no!
Yo, come on. Don't say oh no. I can't see it.
One.
Oh my god, there's
2 complications on there.
Oh dear.
There was 3, and then one of them knocked one of them away. So be thankful of that.
As Fox is doing this, you hear footsteps coming back towards the door, and you can hear Vexar huffing to himself, "Speech notes, gotta give a speech, freaking
I'm
fossil launch, gotta
immediately
do the-"
go in reverse and start looking like I'm cleaning up the room.
Oh, like you want to give the impression that you came in after the fact, even though you were
Yes.
here when he left?
Yes.
Okay.
I know how I'm gonna spin this.
Okay.
So it's fine.
Okay. The door opens and you hear, "Freeze there! What is this? How are you even still, why are you still here? What is this?"
Bexar, sir, I apologize. The man who had came with me, he's been escorted out, but he had thrown a tantrum immediately after you left, and I'm just trying my best to clean up after them.
Deception with disadvantage.
All right. Hear me out. Spicy 14's not too bad.
I don't recognize you either while we're talking of people who need to be escorted out. You have some ID on you? He leans in and takes a look at the patch on your thing. "John, eh?
Yes, sir.
I don't
If-
believe you." What's
If you'd
really
rather
going on
me-
here, John? You trying to rob me?
If you'd rather me switch out with somebody else, I'd be glad to grab somebody else.
Oh no, you're
and-
not leaving that easily.
All right. Well, if you must know, sir, I'm actually I've actually been assigned as part of a task force to keep an eye on you specifically. And I was watching that other person, that Rockman, and he turned out that he might be very suspicious. And when I was on to him, he threw a tantrum. I have people right now interrogating them as we speak.
You're spending a lot of time trying to convince me this other person was bad, but I still see you here with all my stuff. Go ahead and roll deception at disadvantage. Oh, I hope you roll well.
Oh. All right.
I think I'm going to need you to come with me and answer
15?
some questions. No, you rolled a 17 on the die.
I'm going to immediately shape shift into him and change my clothes to look like him.
Okay. What's the meaning of
And-
this?
I've been listening to him speak for a while now, not just here, but otherwise. So I can replicate his voice.
Okay.
That's
What
true.
is the meaning of this?
He's going to attack.
Okay.
Gunnar would like to use an ocean. So, when Gunnar was escorted by that other guard, that other caterer, back up to the main area, he knew that Fox was going to need some help eventually. So, he went up. He went back to his soup station, old familiar soup station. Stirred for a little bit, picked up the pot, spilled a little bit more on him, all the good stuff. After he waited what felt like an appropriate amount of time, he decided to circle back down to the to Vexar's
Stealth check.
station and see if he could help out Fox with whatever he would need help with. Man, I'm rolling so terrible tonight. 7.
You are intercepted by kitchen staff who are trying to stop you. For you to get past them, you're going to have to give them some convincing story or something. Like, how are you going to get by? You know what I mean? Because they're going to report you.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. I brought the champagne, as you saw earlier, down to his quarters, but I realized I didn't give him a bottle opener. I got one now, so I'm just gonna take it down there, make sure he's able to use it.
Deception with disadvantage. You're covered in soup.
I
Real
love
good,
the
Jake.
idea of the soup stain just getting bigger and bigger. throughout the night.
I also love that just that quote of roll at disadvantage, you're covered in soup.
I cannot roll today. Yay. It's 10. It's a 10.
Okay, you roll a 10. They
I can't roll.
they let you go like they're being coy, but you can see there's like a handoff and someone is making to follow you, like they might be about to ambush you on the stairs or something. So to lose that person, you'll need to make some convincing attempt to escape. You can try and convince me that one of your skills is a good one to use, or tell me how you want to lose the tail. But they have sicked a burly caterer on you. He's
Okay,
gonna try
how
and
long
chase
does
you
it
down.
take to get down to the level
3
that I'm trying to
floors.
get to anyway?
So
Like how? Okay. Would that be a minute about?
Yeah, maybe a minute or 2 minutes, something like that.
Okay, I have a feature called Insightful Manipulator.
Okay.
Where if I can observe a creature for a minute, I can learn whether they're equal, superior, or inferior to me in intelligence, wisdom, charisma, and level, and I also may learn about their backstory.
Okay.
So, I just want to know what they're weak at.
Okay.
What's their weakness?
Their weakness.
I only have one ocean left, so I have one roll left in this flashback.
This skill, though, is not a roll, right?
Yes,
this is
that
just
is
a thing you find out. Okay.
Yeah.
The weakness of this person chasing you is that they're not very quick. They're very strong. They're also very knowledgeable at catering, but they're not very fast.
Okay. Gunner is basically going to, he's gonna like dash down as fast as he can. He's gonna be coming in hot when he comes in to save.
Roll athletics to lose your tail.
19.
Oh yeah, Gunner outpaces him pretty easily, and is able to vanish, which is why, as Fox dresses like Vexar and Gunner comes careening around the corner. Gunner, you run into a room where there are two Vexars looking at each other, and the room is trashed, which is weird because it's also very clean. There's just like empty drawers laying on the ground, and the desk has been laid over, but there's not actually any garbage. And then the painting has a crack in it. There are two Vexars.
I'm going to cast Hold Person on the other Vexar.
Okay. He's going to roll his save. Remember, we're treating his spell mod as +2, so it's 8 + 2 plus whatever it is. Proficiency, yeah. Vexar rolled a 15.
8 + 2 plus just proficiency?
Yes.
Or is it like
8 + 2
charisma?
plus proficiency.
Okay. I don't use spells a lot. In that case, that's a 14.
A 14. Okay, so he passes the save. You would try and bind me by cipher? Draw! And he leaps towards you with his sword.
Gunner's gonna know by the way that he said that's definitely the real Vexar.
Okay.
When Gunner gets a chance, he's gonna also draw.
Okay. Vexar rolled an 18 to hit Fox. Does he hit?
I think he might hit.
Okay, and he's going for the knockout with the pommel of his sword.
Okay.
So, for that, I think rather than him rolling damage, let's have Fox roll a Constitution save opposed by his attack here to see if he
Wouldn't
gets
it just
the
be
knockout.
non-lethal damage? Normally?
It would be, but then we would lose all the cool roguey action of like a heist that has cool knockout fights in it.
Okay.
So, it would be the same for you going the other direction.
No, I get you.
He rolled. Oh wait, that's a D20. That's not damage. Here it is. He rolled a 9. Is 9 higher than your Constitution save?
And I just, it's normal Constitution save?
Yes.
All right. I also got a 9.
Attacker wins in a tie. So he smacks Fox over the head with the pommel of his sword, and Fox falls backwards and like slumps against the wall.
Gunner's going to attempt to chokehold and to knock out Vexar.
Acrobatics or athletics.
18.
Nat 1.
Nice.
Gunner leaps in there and grabs him in the chokehold, and it doesn't even take a couple seconds before Gunner's got him out and laid out on the ground. And then Gunner, just a couple seconds later, Fox wakes back up. It's just a knockout. It's not like a
right.
a long-term kill or anything like that. Fox, you wake up. Gunner has choked out Vexar, and Vexar is laying unconscious on the ground. Looking at the clock in the hotel room, you can see that he's due to give a speech in about a minute and a half. You do have his notes. If you want to give his speech,
I'm going to bind Vexar to his chair.
We got another one coming down. By the way, someone tried to tell me if he comes down, I got this. And Gunner's gonna hold up his cipher of magic missile that he just basically has loaded up to activate as soon as someone comes down the stairs.
Let's not kill him. I will handle it. You tie him up, and clean up the desk and everything. I grab Vexar's sword and any other accessories I don't have, real quick.
Okay.
And grab his speech. And I'm just gonna immediately head out the front door of his room to intercept anybody who might be coming down the stairs.
Okay.
And Gunner's gonna do everything. Try to first tie up Vexar, then tidy up the
That's
office,
fine.
and basically get in position so that when Vexar wakes up, Gunner's there to interrogate.
I'm gonna hand him a
This is
cipher of
amazing.
silence on my way out.
Nice.
Sweet.
To Gunner.
Gunner
Okay.
will take it.
You said you took all of like the things he's wearing and whatever he had in his pockets and stuff, right?
Like accessories that I couldn't copy with just clothing.
Okay, great. So you do that. He's got a couple folded notes. He's got a sealed envelope of some kind. He's got another one of those little moleskin journals that's got like a clasp and a little lock on it, and he has a tiny key. Sorry, I don't know if you can hear that on the stream or not. One of the little dog where dog sitting is snoring and is really cute. Okay.
That was cute.
Aw.
So you head up to give the speech, and I'm going to send you the speech for you to deliver here in a little bit.
Did I intercept anybody?
Yeah, you intercept the guy who was coming down the stairs to check on everyone, and you send him away. That's fine.
Okay.
And then we're gonna actually check on Clara and Bruiser and FP. So Clara, Bruiser, and FP, you are you're sitting at the ventilation duct. Bruiser is leaned against the wall, talking through it to Clara and FP.
He's doing
It
the
appears
cool.
my deception did not work. I will leave.
You're not gonna lie to me, are you now, honey?
I mean,
I already lied once. I will not again. I will
You
leave.
were done with that? You decided to do something nicer?
Bruiser has probably
Bruiser.
gotten the vent open by now.
Yeah.
Um,
Yes.
I would
FP.
like to roll insight.
If he's trying to deceive, then he can roll a deception.
26.
He
I
seems
am
to be
not
telling
lying.
the truth. Yep.
And you, Fluffy?
Yes.
Do I have to roll it again, or am I good?
I don't know. Are you lying?
About going into the vents?
Yeah.
About staying? We're talking about staying out of the vents here.
Yeah. I
Yes.
won't go in the vents.
Okay. Is he telling the truth though?
Yeah.
Okay. He's telling the truth, so that's fine. Clara, you believe
All
them
right.
both.
All right. Oh, we were about to cross some lines that I don't like to cross when I'm on a job. All right. Now-
I agree with you wholeheartedly there.
Do you do this kind of work a lot? That's a little disturbing. All right.
Not this kind of work. Different types of work.
Duct work. You're not a duct guy.
No.
So, okay, our last line of business here is this guy has got to disappear or this whole thing is going to be blown wide open. So, you have either got to leave the building or you need to go hide somewhere very successfully. I can give you
Okay.
a cipher of
hide.
invisibility if you can find somewhere safe. I can give you suggestions. I can give you a caterer to help you find somewhere, although probably don't let them see you actually hide. My staff do not know quite how hinky-jinky this night is going.
I think we'll manage ourselves.
You all right? This
Yes.
is the last conversation I want to have with you like this, all right? You're friends with Fox. I want to like you, but like the alarms have
What?
already gone off tonight. It's so close. If anything would happen to Oh, are you okay, Lupin? If anything happens to our guy run in the evening. I think his name is like Dexon or Drexor or Drake and Josh, something like that. If anything is to happen to him, this is over for me. All right. So we got to make sure he is A-OK. He has got to get through this evening, spick and span. All right.
I can promise you nothing will happen to him.
Go. All right. And break, team.
Break.
Don't
And-
call us a team. You never heard this from me. Get out.
And you all
I heard
go about your business. FP, what's your plan for hiding? Do you want to just roll a stealth check and see if he goes and hides, or is he doing something else?
Is there one of those like push around waiter carts that
Yeah.
has like the little FP is just gonna hide underneath one of them.
Okay, great.
That's so cute.
Roll a stealth check.
25.
25. Exceptional hiding. You hide underneath one of those carts. Catering doesn't even know. They wheel you around, and maybe you even overhear some things throughout the night. Why don't you roll?
I would like to do an oceans.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
So, 2 minutes ago, when we were inside the vent,
Oh my goodness.
as Ferdinand unscrews the vents and Clara gets out and FP is about to follow, from a little pocket underneath the side of the plating near his foot, a little mechanical spider climbs off and crawls down through the ventilation shaft.
Okay, that's cool. I'm gonna give you the pass on like actually having to roll, but we're gonna spend one ocean for basically sneaking it past Clara.
Okay.
So you spend one ocean, but sure, your little spider makes it into the vents and is in there. Clickety clackety. And that brings us back to the present. You are hiding in a little waiter's cart thing. Bruiser, what's your play?
He's gonna go to the dining room and just continue mingling, and maybe distract Clara more to keep her off of everyone's radar.
Is he still dressed as a caterer?
He was never dressed as a caterer.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
he's
right.
a guest.
He's a guest.
He's in black tie.
Okay. He's in black tie. Okay. So he goes in to start mingling. He finds, a table with an empty seat to sit down. And just as you sit down and arrange yourself, Vexar steps onto the stage to give a speech.
I'm gonna like look down.
And all you
And-
have
and-
to get Vexar's voice is those 3 or 4 words I yelled earlier.
Well, So, I'm gonna look down, and I'm guessing
I'm
this is
ready.
hot wired, right? Like, there's a
Yeah, there's a little like
Mic.
podium.
I'm gonna try to get like some sort of like sound engineer or something. Like, hey, is this working right?
They give you like the it's on.
Okay. I'm gonna ask for like a drink of water.
Catering
from one of the
brings it
catering
up to
staff.
you. They wheel a cart in that's got a lot of waters on it, and they hand it up to you, and then they wheel the cart off. It seems like the cart is heavier than expected, or than it ought to be.
All right.
Does everything he says come through the sending stone?
Yes, it also comes through the sending stone.
So we would hear double of the
Yes,
speech.
you hear like
Yeah.
doubles of it.
I'm gonna look Bruiser in the eyes. And then I'm gonna give like a rub my eye, but I'm gonna give a little wink. And good evening, my fellow mercenaries. I stand before you tonight with a heavy heart, for I know firsthand the hardships that many of you have faced in our recent assignment in the Umbral Sea. But I also stand before you with hope, for I have good news to share. As you all know, we have been reassigned to new territories in the north and the east, and I promise you, my friends, that these new assignments will bring them a new era of prosperity and security for the private security goons. I understand that many of you have faced difficult conditions in the past, and in particular at the Umbral Sea. The location was dirty, the shifts were long, and the company was, well, fishy. But let me assure you, that is all about to change. Our new assignments will come with improved working conditions, better equipment, and higher pay. Thanks to our friends and new investors from the Diamond Consortium and the Golden Hand, we will finally have the resources we need to do our jobs effectively and efficiently. But our success will not just come from better resources. It will have to come from the strength of our unity as a team. We are more than just a group of mercenaries. We are a family, and as a family, we must work together to achieve our goals. We must support one another and lift each other up. even in the face of adversity. These ideals were exemplified by no one better than Mavira, who fell bravely in the battle defending all of you at the Umbral Sea. Like me, many of you may be hungry for revenge on Mavira's behalf. Rest assured that revenge is coming. It is the reason I was unable to accompany you to the new fields of battle. I have taken upon myself to track down and punish those responsible for Mavira's death. I know that some of you may be hesitant about our new assignments, but I assure you, the North and the East are full of opportunities for us to prove ourselves. We will have the chance to make a real difference in this world, to protect people and uphold justice. In the void left by the darkening, it is the organizations like ours that have stepped up to the plate. When the gods abandoned Stainless, we were there to protect her interests. By protecting clients like the Bright World Company, we are literally protecting a brighter future for all of those affected by the catastrophe that struck us all 3 short years ago. So let us move forward together, my friends. Let us embrace this new chapter in our journey and work tirelessly to make it a success. As we do, I promise you that the future of the private security goons will be bright and prosperous. Thank you, and let us march forward with the strength and determination.
There are cheers and applauses and various things as the speech ends on this high note, and a sort of like an underling of some kind steps up to the podium and shakes hands with Vexar, and then takes the microphone to explain, like, you know, your main entrees will now be served, and then after those assigned to the north may go to the fire, or may remain here in the fire room to mingle with each other and get to know your new division, and those assigned to the east may move over to the ice room where you will get to know your division, and some entertainment and desserts will be brought into those rooms at that time. And they make this announcement, the lights kind of come up a little bit brighter, and everyone begins eating. At the same time as this, well, actually, let's check in with Bruiser and FP, and then we'll come down to Gunnar later. Or maybe Gunnar, what's your goal here? Like, what are you trying to get out of him?
When he wakes up, excuse me, Gunnar's main goal here is to see what Vexar knows about. No, wait. Only Fox knows about the prisoners that are at Stainless, right? Like the political prisoners, or the. Yeah. Okay. So Gunner's mainly just trying to see if Vexar knows anything about Jeb, like the furry guy who showed up and got captured at the Umbral Sea, and where he's at, what he's doing, what status he's in, like what are they. Whether they're like, you know, is he completely under mind control? Is he like being used for something? Is he being held captive, et cetera, et cetera?
In the interest of time, I'd like to offer you the option to do that off screen with me after this session, and we'll record and sound design a little interrogation scene for Gunnar to, like, you know, get whatever he can out of Vexar. And for tonight, just so we have the knowledge, I would like you to roll an intimidation check, which he will oppose with his constitution, and that's just going to determine a general sense of how well your interrogation went.
Dirty 20.
Okay. I know what he rolled, and I've got it right here. So I'm going to make a note of it, and we'll come back to this later. Upstairs in the room, FP, roll a perception check. Let's see what you hear as you're wheeled around the place, and then we'll check in with Bruiser, who I think can actually get some conversations going at his table.
Perception is 20, unnatural.
Okay, you've got a good ear. As you're listening around, you pick up a couple things, but the most interesting rumor, or the one that's, you know, not really something you've heard before, whatever, is that the both divisions have discovered in their orders that they're going to be receiving training from shadow warriors, whatever those are. And the very small number of people who have heard of the shadow warriors think of them as like really spooky and creepy. They're like, ugh, I don't like those things. They give me the creeps. And have kind of a negative impression of them. And that's what you're able to learn. Fox, as Vexar, you step off the platform or the stage, and there is a private table for you with the 2 division chiefs for East and North behind a sound protected barrier. I'm assuming you're going straight there.
Actually, I'm gonna excuse myself to go use the bathroom.
Okay, you excuse yourself to go use the restroom. They nod at you and kind of understand or whatever, and you head out of the room. As you head out of the room, you pass by Bruiser, who's sitting at a table near the back. Bruiser, you are sitting there with 5 or 6 other random private security goons. One of them looks over at you and goes, "Some speech, huh?"
I know. I don't think I've ever met Vexar before.
Well, yeah, I mean, he doesn't get out of Stainless very often. It was kind of a surprise to see him out here, but, someone's got to give out the employee awards.
What are you hoping for an award?
Oh, I'm hoping for an award. I think I am lined up for most valuable team player this year. I'm telling you.
What'd you do?
No,
I don't know. That's why I asked.
Played well with the team,
Like, were you involved with the Umbral Sea incident?
Yeah, I was out at the Umbral Sea. Not to, I don't like to brag about it or whatever, but I was like right on the front lines.
Oh man, what happened?
Well, there was they kind of popped out from wherever with the dragon, and the dragon ripped like the steel doors off and everything, and I shot one of them. It was pretty cool. I'm just saying.
Oh, nice.
Like
that is a team player.
It is, yeah. It's, I was playing with the team to shoot them and stuff, and then afterwards they one of them kind of grabbed a bow, but it caught fire right away, which was pretty creepy, and they kind of threw that, and then one of my guys actually got knocked into the water, and so I jumped in to save him, which is where I'm really feeling like oh, that was the team player move right there, doing that. Yeah.
Wow.
What about you? You expecting to win anything this year?
Probably not. I never win anything.
Just mediocre.
Yeah, despite my my time worked here and everything, hard work.
Well, hey, maybe you can earn some accolades for yourself in the North or the East. Where'd you get assigned?
I'm going to the East. How about you?
Going to the East. I'm headed North. But yeah, I mean, there's going to be plenty of stuff to reclaim, obviously we're reclaiming artifacts and stuff, but maybe if you're the one to find some artifacts or whatever, maybe that would help you.
Do you know what kind of artifacts you're looking for?
No, I mean, we're just, all of them, I guess. Probably the division chiefs have some kind of list or, whatever, but they just told us to take whatever we come across as we're going through. I mean, every holy site in the country has got to have a lot of stuff available for us to find that's probably worth some good money. So
like I'm a new hire. So, what are the different awards that I could try and get?
Well, I don't know all of them, but the employee awards are supposed to be given out in 5 minutes. So I'm sure Vexar will be back really soon to share them with all of us. But I know from last year, I remember there's a most loyal, a most valuable team player, most creative use of ciphers in battle. There's a best demon slayer. I think there's one for innovative battle strategies. Anyway, there's a bunch of cool ones. But it's really, I mean, I hear that it's a little political. You gotta kind of know the right people, whatever. But I'm telling you, I think I showed up, at the Umbral Sea, and maybe I can get in there, even though I maybe don't know the right people. I'm thinking it's possible.
It's about having the right division chief.
Ooh, maybe that's true. Maybe this guy in the north will be a good fit for me. I don't know.
Do you like your current division chief?
I mean, he's fine. Central isn't like all the other places. Mostly it's just, pushing papers, making sure orders get out where they need to go, and making sure the vaults are secure, and they don't use us on the vaults anymore. They've got some other crew. So, mostly we just chill.
I heard they were hired working with the Red Cloaks.
You heard? I don't know about all that. The Red Cloaks are pretty notorious. I don't know that they'd want to work with those, but I mean, I guess I could see that's, maybe if they're playing chess or whatever, because we've been having trouble with the Black Fang lately, down in the sewers and stuff under the city. Maybe they're working with the Red Cloaks to try and flush them out. Certainly nobody fights like the Red Cloaks do.
I haven't interacted with them. I've just heard very not good things.
Gotcha. Yep.
Hoping I don't have to deal with the
situation. Them. Yeah, I hope so for you. Well, you won't have to. You're going to East. They're in Stainless. Yeah. You got nothing to worry about. Yeah. We're going to cut from this conversation to Vexar Fox, who has just left the room. Where are you going and what you doing?
Going to the bathroom.
Okay.
My private bathroom.
You're going down to your room. is what you're
Yeah.
saying. You're on your way down to your room when someone actually pops out of the dining room and sort of interrupts you a little bit. One of the sort of event staff from private security goons, so an underling who's in charge of putting the event together, comes up and he grabs you by the arm and goes, "Don't forget, sir, we've got to give out the employee awards. You're due back on stage in a couple minutes. It was just time for you to get some water and clear your throat."
If I remember correctly, I'm supposed to be having a conversation right now with some others, and the awards can wait after that conversation.
Oh, is that so? Okay. I think I must have something wrong on my itinerary. My apologies. I will. I'll wait for you. Yeah.
It was the 7 p.m. speech and then 7:30 private talk, right?
That was his dinner with the division chiefs behind the sound barrier in the cafeteria or in the dining room.
I haven't done that yet, right?
Right, you haven't done that.
Okay. I'm just making
Yeah, but
sure.
that was in the dining room.
Yeah, that was in the dining room though. You've just left. You're right. I said 5 instead of 15, which is my bad. But at 7:45, you're supposed to be giving employee awards on stage. Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna head down very quickly then.
Okay. You move with haste down to your room. What are you trying to do there?
On the way, I am gonna flip through his moleskin notebook that he had on his person that I took.
Okay.
And see if it had any notes about what I was gonna talk about with these other people.
Sure. So it definitely has all the employee awards are in there. There's 20 of them. Just generic awards that have to be given out. But you also have notes on what to say to your division commanders to prepare them for their conquests in northern central and eastern Urida. Their objectives are holy places and religious artifacts, and particularly consecrated sites need to be destroyed, and the artifacts need to be collected and sent back to the vaults. It's just written the vaults. It doesn't say where those are or anything like that via Dragonel. And it also, he's made a note for himself to obfuscate the goal to the division commanders, because there are secretaries who have been planted with them by the Order of the Broken Scepter who actually know what to look for in the artifacts. But he did not write what they're actually looking for. He just made a note to himself, there are people there who know what to look for, so I can obfuscate and just tell them to collect everything.
Okay.
So that's his conversation with the division chiefs. I'm going to roll a tension die for the passage of time. No complications. And then the other thing that you find in there is, let's see here. Vexar is planning to... You also see just a note to himself that when he gets back to Stainless, the first thing he's planning to do is interrogate Rex and Sasha and then kill them. To figure out what they were trying, why they were trying to send a message about the vaults to Four Guys Ventures and Vibes, and to try and determine if they told anybody else about the vaults.
Okay.
So there's still more in the book because there's stuff about his meeting later at 10, but at this point, you've reached Vexar's private room again.
Right. I'm just double checking how things are going in here. You can probably...
They're just progressing.
Okay. In that case, I will head back up.
Okay.
And keep going through.
Yep. You head back upstairs and make it to dinner, only 5 or 6 minutes late, fashionably late, as though you went to use the restroom or freshen up or something like that. You sit down with the division chiefs. Oh, not at all. Not at all. That was quite some speech, sir. And you sit down at the table with them.
Well, we've made a lot of progress, and I want to make sure everybody recognizes that.
Of course. Yes, we've made tons of progress under your valiant leadership, of course.
Yes. Now, we all know why I brought you here, right?
Well, of course. You're going to tell us what we're really doing in the north and the east, right?
Yes. Your orders. I'm going to keep this nice, short, and to the point.
Yeah.
Are to protect every single consecrated holy site you come across. Catalog, but do not remove any artifacts. We have those amongst our midst who may want to do so, do your best to work with them, but against them. Understood? We've had
Yes,
some
crystal clear.
developments, and we're working to see what will happen with that. In the meantime, we're playing as intended. But for now, we play it safe.
Understood. And what of the Shadow Warriors? My understanding is they don't really report to us.
They're going to be a problem. I won't lie. With a lot of the news I've just gathered, things are going to look a little interesting this year.
At that moment, someone comes around the corner and says, "Sir, when you're ready, it's time for the awards."
Yes. Sorry, gentlemen.
Of course.
I would say follow your orders as dictated, and I'll give you updated orders shortly.
Great.
And I head out to go give the awards out.
You stand up on stage. I did actually have the 20 awards prepared, but in the interest of time, we're going to skip past these. But you hand out 20 Employee of the Year awards. Bruiser, the guy next to you, gets Most Valuable Team Player. His name is Drog the Devastator. Is the most valuable team player of the private security goons for the year. So he runs up to get his award. It's a little bonus of a little purse of Wingle digits and a fancy plaque that he can display somewhere and a medal. And that's that piece of the evening done. Upon finishing this, the group is dispersed. The room obviously is getting flipped by catering to now house just one division, and then the ice room has been prepared and has some entertainment and desserts in it and things. And at the same time, Vexar, you are ready to leave for your private meeting that you see in your little moleskin notebook with the Order of the Broken Scepter. And on that note, unfortunately, due to the limitations of time, tonight's heist has to come to a close. So we're going to have to part 2 this adventure next week and go from there.
See, all according to plan.
There is a chance. So here's what I'm wondering, and I'll let you decide as the players. There's not very much left in this evening. There's a meeting between Vexar and the private security goons, and then there's a very special life event of his at the end of the night. And that's it. So I kind of don't want you to have to it would mean that next week you only got those 2 things because we wouldn't have the next heist planned. But if we keep going, we will run late, and specifically Clara will need to go, and I will have to take over her gameplay because she has work in the morning. What do you want to do as a group?
I think a part 2 isn't a bad idea.
I could do 30 more minutes.
Here's the other thing that I'll think about that I would say too. Josh, we don't have to record the interrogation separate. If we want to play it out next week
That's
to
true.
add more content, I think that'd be fun and fine.
Okay. Clara also did just say she has 30 more minutes. So if you've got 30 minutes, we could probably get through a good amount of this, or all of it.
I've got time.
I could stay for 30 minutes.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. So we follow. Yep, we follow. Do it live. We follow Vexar to his private meeting. It's on a floor -2 in one of the smaller conference rooms for normal 2-leg folk. The average humanoid creatures, and you walk into the room, and everyone else in the room is robed and hooded, and they have cowls over their faces, like chainmail cowls covering their faces, so that you can tell 0 details about them. In fact, from your practiced eye as a rogue, you can identify that they've even padded the outfits to change the body types. So they're sitting there around the table. The room is dim. There is a single candle lit in the center. And as you walk in and sit down, a voice growls out to you, "Report." They're using some kind of voice changer or modulator or something like that to affect their voice.
Well, the orders have been given.
I was just about to say, also, if you flip open his Moleskin book, he does have what he's supposed to report to them.
Oh, okay.
So...
what was I supposed to report?
Yeah, that's what I'm working on sending that to you. Sorry.
As a side note, while you do that, Josh,
Yeah.
I rolled 17 to perception just as Clara has come back in the room for speeches. So she got to see the awards presentations.
Yeah.
Just in case she picks up on anything weird.
Okay. She does not pick up on anything weird at the moment.
Nice.
Let's do it like this.
I really hope it's not what I think it is.
What do you mean?
There's some theories floating around in the private chat about what the finale of this event will be.
So there, I've just DM'd you Vexar's notes that he's made for himself, and they are exactly as he's written them in his book.
First point, the ones that we have are safe in the vaults, but the final piece is still out there somewhere.
Why hasn't it been found yet?
Well, on to my second point. Our division commanders have begun searching for the remaining piece within the week, though, of course, the real mission has been obfuscated behind orders to destroy holy sites and reclaim all artifacts they find. We find that would do well, and cast a wide net. We're sure to find it. Thirdly, each division commander has a secretary who knows the real mission and is loyal to the order. And of course, as for the 2 rods in Gaim, there are crews assigned to that job. Also, an ambush has been laid that 4 guys, Ventures, and Vibes won't be able to resist. Oh, did I say 4 guys? Make that 2. We've eliminated 2 of them already.
This is good work. Very good.
The order reports that they've been unable to extract power out of the rods so far, but their best artificers are working on it. Hasn't been easy with them being constantly moved between vaults.
Movement between the vaults is a necessity. Leaving them in one place makes them vulnerable.
If you say so.
Very good. Have some dessert.
And the 4 figures stand up and walk out as one creepy flowing crowd from the room, leaving you sitting there. As they leave, you get this like sense of cold and weird and intimidating from them. Like just they're real spooky. Not enough to like make you afraid, but enough to like this something is off about these creatures, you know.
These seem like these might be shadow warriors, if I were to ever hazard a guess. All right.
And then from there, what will you do?
I'm gonna quickly just do a perception check. Does it look like there's anything in this room that I was meant to do?
No.
Okay, then I will proceed to leave the room unless there's like anything shiny sticking out.
Sticking out of where?
I don't know. Do I see
no,
any points?
there's nothing shiny sticking out. There are some good desserts.
Oh, I'll grab a few desserts. I won't eat them though.
Okay.
Here, have some cake.
And I'll actually bring it back down to my office.
Okay, yeah. So you take it back down to your room. You open the door and step inside. Gunnar, you have had at this point like 35 or 40 minutes with Vexar, and he has told you nothing. He rolled a 23 on his save to oppose your
and I got a dirty 20.
Yeah.
It's actually been 2 hours at this point.
You're right. It's been 2 hours, and he has completely resisted. You tell me, is he bloodied and beaten, or has it been mostly an intimidation kind of conversation for you?
It has been mostly an intimidation kind of conversation.
So he's in relatively good shape.
He's in relatively good shape. He's got a couple broken fingers.
Okay. FP wants to say something. Yes, FP?
And I, like, since 2 hours have gone by, can FP reconvene with the team, having, like, checked in through our earpieces?
They can. Bear in mind that if 2 hours have gone by, that means 3 hours in total have gone by, which is the length of your communicator's effectiveness. So after this scene, basically, or when Fox moves on to whatever's next or whatever, like the comms are going to fizzle out. But yes, right now you can totally do that. Sometime during that 2 hours, you can reconvene with the team.
Okay. So I'm in the room.
Oh, you're also downstairs. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, I would like to reconvene with
Bruiser,
them.
what about you? Are you also going downstairs, or are you doing something else?
If it's possible for him to without being seen, but if it's not, then he won't.
No, he could totally slip away.
Okay, then yeah, he will.
Great. So you are all downstairs now in this room, and Vexar has not broken or cracked or snapped or anything like that. He looks up at Gunner, and he says, "You're going to regret this."
Well, boss, I'm not sure if we're going to get anything out of him anymore.
Other Vex.
I may have something.
Well,
I almost
do
went into
have-
Alan's voice. Sorry. What you got, FP?
We can dig into his thoughts. And FP pulls out this little spherical cipher, and he clicks a button, and it kind of springs out into these needles, almost like one of those head scratchers. We can dive into his thoughts.
No, hold on there, FP. Before we do that, I feel like I've been a terrible host.
I don't know. I feel like we should have just done that before. I'm not sure why we didn't just like give that to me and let me do it, or just have FP do it since he obviously knows how it works.
I hold off now. I have
Bruiser is canonically eating cake. He brought his dessert with him.
I have brought dessert for those who don't have it, including, and I bring out an extra piece, one for our esteemed guest here. And because he's tied up, I'm gonna fork off a bit for him. Here, Vexar, would you like a piece spoon-fed from Vexar? As I still look like him.
He opens his mouth like he's going to take it, and then he spits on you instead.
That's quite unfortunate. I thought you might enjoy, the desserts. Catering staff worked really hard on this, and instead I take a bite of it, wipe the spit away. Well,
if he's
Vexar,
not going to
you've,
eat it, I'll take his piece.
I just hand it back to Bruiser. Vexar, now you have a very interesting. You have a lot of interesting plans for your company. I see. Don't worry, haven't ruined anything for you. I did things just about as you would have. At least I assumed. Met with the Shadow Warriors and told your generals your orders, as you so diligently wrote down in your notebook here. But you're not really a lot of help to us right now. And I've heard that thing can be really scarring, really life-changing. So I was really hoping we could still work this out. This wasn't meant to be like this. But if there's anything you would like to offer, because I honestly, like I said,
Gonna
I'd
make a
rather us-
dexterity save.
Make a dexterity save.
I roll a 7.
You said Gunner, right?
Yeah, Gunner, make a dexterity save. The number to beat's a
And you're
24.
Gunner. Sorry.
Okay. Sorry, Oof. All right. Oh, I keep rolling it off my mouse pad. Okay. Oh, God.
So same.
I can't roll tonight. 9. I'm
Okay.
gonna switch dice after this. After this adventure, I'm
Dice
gonna
jail.
do my other set.
He looks right into your eyes, Fox, and he says, "Then it's a good thing I won't have to worry about it." And he brings up his hands, which he has slipped free, and brings them together, activating the cipher of Dimension Door in his cufflinks. He vanishes from the room.
Well, I'd say it's time to leave.
Oh,
You look down at his little moleskin notebook in your hand, and you know that all that is left in his evening is for him to propose to his fiance, which he was, or to his significant other, which he was going to do at 1 a.m. once the party had like died down.
Well, there's only one way to fuck with this, man. Everybody,
I would like to use an oceans.
Ooh, we're using an oceans.
I'm gonna switch dice sets now.
We come back into the room where Gunnar is punching Vexar up, and FP enters the room. Oh dear, it seems you are beating him silly. Is he giving you information?
Well, just trying to get information out of him. He's not being very receptive, and generally I don't resort to this. He kind of like has his fist up, but seems like it's kind of what we have to do right now. What do you thought?
I understand. Sometimes you need to shove a saber through somebody's ribcage and up out through their collar.
That's actually quite true, quite accurate, yeah.
And as FP kind of circles around intimidatingly and talking with him, he takes the tracking beacon that he's been hanging onto these past 2 sessions and plants it onto Vexar.
Love it. Yeah, absolutely. Let's have a sleight of hand check to determine whether Vexar notices or not. He's tied up at this point. He can't stop you. But for him to notice whether you're just like roughing him up, like pat him on the shoulder, or whether you're planting something. 17. You feel like he did not notice. Obviously, you can't be totally sure because he's not talking. But you're pretty confident you pulled this thing off.
Well, let me know if you need me to shove a saber up through his ribcage.
Will do.
And so we return to the present where he has left, but your little beacon is in place.
Where is he?
The beacon
In
works
what direction
like,
and how?
Yeah, the beacon works like locate object. So it tells exactly what you just asked. It tells you what direction and how far. He is up from you, and he's not a super far distance away. He's towards the fire room, that conference room where dinner was. He's gone in that direction.
well,
He is in the direction of the fire room. I can track his location. Do we stop him, or do we leave?
I guess
say
it's
Well,
time
time
if
we,
you can't be seen by anyone, especially Clara.
we should stop him. I will stop him.
I can
Unless you
assist
guys
you.
have any other opinions.
I can
He
blow it
has
up.
seen our faces, though.
Clara, you see Vexar appear in the fire room, and he looks distraught. Not like afraid, but like upset, like angry. And he hustles over to his division chiefs and says something, and you kind of weasel your way over that way with a catering cart or something. And by the end of it, you can hear, we need to like get her to safety, and then I'm gonna go and find the pastry people who are supposed to be getting here at midnight. It's not too long from now, just a few minutes. I'll try and meet them outside instead of the catering company, and just pick it up, and I'll go and we'll meet some other place at like a more secure location, something like that.
I would like to spend an ocean.
Yeah, you.
So, Clara already knows. She spent a long time figuring out what's going on here. The proposal is everything. She knows every minute of what's supposed to happen. But in the event that he is trying to clear out to somewhere safer, she has a suggestion. There is a nearby park. She has gone, she has checked things out. There's no reason for it to have any, it's cute, you know, there's the cobblestones, there's the nice little carriages, you know, the carriage ride, it's romantic, there's the lights and it, but there's no reason for it to be a target. It's not on his agenda, it's not on his itinerary. She has gone and set up a beautiful display of flowers there. It's crosses all these streets. There's a path of roses. And in the event that he has got to leave this location and is concerned for his and his fiance's, future fiance's, safety, she has this other area planned out. She's just got to convince him.
Okay, let's have a persuasion check. And since this is a flashback, what you're really doing is you're convincing his event planners to have this in their back pocket for if he freaks out and needs to go somewhere.
But remember, you cannot put it on any documentation. This has got to be completely secret. He doesn't even need to know about it until it's happening, because otherwise it could leak. We need this to be a secret backup plan.
Great.
You know, only I know. I didn't even tell my staff. I'll set up everything myself.
Cool. Let's have your persuasion.
All right.
They rolled a nat 1.
Hey, well, I got a 6 on the die and a good personality.
Somebody add that to the quote bot. I've got a 6 on the die and a good personality. Yeah, easy peasy. And so as they're talking and having their moment, Clara, you see the event planner you spoke with sweep into the group and say, "Not to worry, I've got something. We're going to preserve this whole evening for you, Vexar. Trust me, the catering team worked the whole thing out for us. I will let them know, and Clara will go and see herself to the arrival of your special ordered pastry, and she will meet you at the new location. We've got this all under control." FP's got a hand up.
I would like to use the notions. So, Bruiser and FP are sitting in the back of the cipher truck en route to here, and we're going over all of our gear. Ferdinand.
Yes.
I am looking for a cipher device that will allow me to make a small spider-like construct that can act as my familiar. Is that something that you can provide?
I could look into it. You might also want to follow up with Randy from R&D.
Perfect. And with that, he receives his cipher of Find Familiar and casts it in the cipher truck before they arrive on site, creating this little mechanical spider that crawls down behind one of his shin plates.
Okay.
Are you just incepting the spider from before into the plot?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And then
the cipher, you can find the cipher, okay, but it does cost 150 wingle digits.
Well, that's one of the ciphers that I brought with me.
Oh,
I just
okay, never
wanted
mind.
to incept the activating of it prior
Great.
to it, just so that everybody knows what it is.
Okay.
But then when all of this is going on and FP says, "I know where they are. They're in the red, or they're in the fire room." His eyes go black, and we see the little spider that crawled off of his leg, crawling through the ventilation system, and peeking out through the vents, and listening in on Clara and this conversation that just had. FP can shut off his eyes and ears and look and see through the spider.
Awesome. As a reminder, they did not specify the location. They just said they have one, and they will take him there.
Okay.
Josh,
Yes.
since Bruiser's contact was either the event planner or someone close to the event planner, is this information he would be privy to?
No, Bruiser's contact was the event planner of the Charleston Lodge. Clara's contact is one of the event managers from Private Security Goons.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Whew.
Any more flashbacks? Want to throw them all in there? No? All right.
I'm literally out of mine, so.
So
Donate my oceans to people.
Clara, you on your now sort of quest, you are escorted and protected by 2 private security goons and one of your other caterers one of your caterers who you hired for the night. And you go out to basically intercept the pastry package. At the same time, Vexar, escorted by a little fleet of caterers who know where to go, and his event staff and a couple private security goons as protection, is taken out of the facility. 4 guys.
Can my spider tail them?
He can as long as they're walking, but if they move in any faster way, like with a cart or something like that, your spider, well, it might be able to sneak on there. How about
Yeah, I was trying to think if the spider could like sneak onto somebody and just kind of ride along.
how about the spider makes a dexterity check to see if it can like basically hitch a ride somehow, and we won't care how. We'll just say that the spider figures it out.
Can we make a stealth check?
If it gets on there, it can make a stealth check to hide.
Okay, that's a 20, unnatural.
Oh yeah, 20 is
Get
enough
on.
to like hop onto the wheel of a cart or something like that. Go ahead and roll stealth.
Natural 20.
Natural
So it's
20.
24.
Yeah, your spider is with them for the whole journey. You don't need to roll any more checks for it. The spider is on the cart or whatever and is going with them. Are you able to find the spider, or do you have to look through its eyes and like kind of guess where it is based on that?
All I can do is see through its senses.
Okay.
But I know where Vexar is because of the beacon.
That's all right. Does that beacon have a range?
Probably.
Locate object.
Probably.
Let's see.
It's probably got a D&D
1,000
range
feet.
and then a Josh range.
Yeah, so it's got 1,000 feet of you. I'll just go with the 1,000 feet. So I'm gonna roll a tension die as they leave here, and
Well,
we're gonna see what happens. All
By
right.
the way, the Josh range is always the more fun range.
Oh,
That's
thanks.
true.
I think
I
We
think
might
we're gonna
have
go to the
to-
car.
yeah, we might have to get to the cart, boys.
Okay, so you rush to the cart to try and give chase. I'm rolling another tension die to see if you get there in time, and you do. You get to your cart before he has passed out of 1,000 feet, and so he's still in range, and you are able to pursue him. At the same time, Clara, you and your crew have intercepted the sort of pastry handoff, if you will. You are presented with the box. They hand it off to you, and they say, "All right, now remember, this is from the Wine and Spirit Society.
Oh, I
It needs
know.
to be okay. We'll just need to make sure that he knows this is the same thing. We need to keep it chilled. Can you keep it chilled for me?"
I am. Yep, I'm gonna get it right here. I've got a mobile refrigerator unit right here. We're gonna keep it cold. I'm gonna check it for blemishes. We are gonna make this thing perfect. He's gonna feel like he never had his fingers broken this evening.
Roll deception with advantage, because it's just a teeny little lie in there that says you're going to try and check it for blemishes and make sure
I
it's
was gonna
perfect.
check it for blemishes. I don't know.
You're replacing it.
Anything I didn't make has a blemish. Did you say deception?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny of you. 31.
Holy crap. Well, his 9's not going to do it. He goes, great. Thank you so much for doing this.
I got it. You are a hero, a pastry lord. Now go forth and conquer.
All right, I'm just going to actually go home.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
it's a
just-
long
yeah.
cart ride. Yeah, I'm going to do that.
Have a good night, honey.
Turns around and rides off in his cart. I need one more check from Clara. I need a sleight of hand check to make the swap without her escort noticing.
Oh, good point. Because I'm not just with my people, right?
Right, you've got
I
an
thought I
escort
had.
that
I
includes
thought I
you.
had a cart that I could get. Like they have a cipher truck. I thought I had a truck that I could get in.
You do have a truck you can get in. Let's make it with advantage because you can do it from inside your
Okay,
truck.
and
That's
this
a great
is sleight
point.
of hand.
Yes. Your little mobile refrigerator cart.
$24.
The number to beat was a 22. You make the
Oh.
swap even under the eagle-eyed gaze of the alerted
Kick swap.
the alerted private security goons, and you begin heading off towards the site of the proposal. At the same time, two different cipher trucks are heading down the way, if you will, and you have to stay within 1,000 feet of them. So I'd like you to roll a stealth with disadvantage to keep the truck hidden. But actually, Bruiser, you roll it and just roll it normally because you're the driver.
Yeah.
And that's your thing.
Are we driving anywhere close to this, I don't know, hypothetical refrigeration truck?
No, you would be coming from opposite directions.
Okay.
We weren't
just-
sure
so
if FP's bot could hear that exchange with Clara or not.
Or I don't think so, right?
No.
Because it's separate, yeah.
Yeah, they're in two separate places. Right, because FP spot is with Vexar, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bruiser,
Is there
how'd
anything
you do
going
your
on in
stealth?
Vexar's car?
My stealth is 19.
Great. You are driving as stealthily as you feel comfortable doing, and keeping pace with the car. It does eventually line up at this like gorgeous spot that someone has like set up for a proposal. As it sort of pulls up and arrives, another cart pulls up from the other side, and someone escorts a frankly kind of horrifying looking hag out of the cart. She's wearing like her best dress or whatever, but she's like a Feywild hag, like the creature, the hag, with the long stringy hair and the sallow skin and the eyes that are two
What?
different colors. And she's like kind of bent over at the waist and has a little walking stick. And the half orc Vexar in his best like get up, gets out
Wow.
of his cart and walks towards her. And it's
Impeccable
this bed of
taste.
roses, this field of roses that's been laid over the paths. And just as they arrive next to each other, a little refrigerator truck kind of quietly pulls up and parks off to the side. And you can see that Clara Albuquerque is holding that box fox that she was looking at earlier in the day. She's holding it and like waiting for the moment. And Vexar gets down on one knee, and I'm going to roll. The DC is just a straight 10, and it's just a roll. Let's see how the hag does. The hag rolled a 4. So he gets down on one knee. You can't hear exactly what's exchanged, but they look a little uneasy next to each other. And like maybe it didn't quite go exactly how it was planned, but they're trying to play it off like it's cool. Vexar turns and he like waves over Clara with the dessert thing and like, hey, look, I got you this dessert. And Clara comes over.
Hello. Just something sweet for someone sweet. Have a wonderful evening, you two.
Thanks very much. But we will enjoy this because we are totally engaged, says the woman.
Oh,
this is great. This is going to be
congratulations.
such
Oh
a
my
good
gosh.
celebration. Thank
If you're
you.
looking for a bridesmaid, look no further. I'm kidding, honey. Have a wonderful evening. And she's going to try to exit very, like, casually and gently, but she is, like, practically vibrating with joy.
Okay. Clara makes her exit, and the crew, you can see her exit from wherever Bruiser has stealthily parked you. And are you doing anything, crew? What's happening?
Wash suggested something funny, but I don't have any more oceans. Nope.
Are you gonna try and blow up the car?
Blow up the cake. Put
Didn't even have
an
to say it. You
explosive
got
in the cake. But no, I don't have any oceans left.
Okay. So what are you doing next, crew? Are you just driving off into the night? Or are you gonna?
Yeah, I suggest we just kind of watch. to see
I
what
want to
happens.
observe what's happening.
We can hear it.
I'm not
Like,
gonna
FP
role
can hear
play
it.
it myself. But they have
Describe it, yeah.
they have a little bit of an awkward conversation with each other where they talk about how like this doesn't have to be like the end of the relationship, but like maybe they just weren't ready for like that next step yet, and maybe Vexar misread some signs, and like maybe it was a little uncomfortable. But also like, dang, this is a good pastry. But it doesn't. Vexar thinks it doesn't taste quite like the one from Stainless that he remembers. He's like, maybe they changed the recipe or something. This doesn't quite taste like what I thought I was ordering for us. And maybe if I had ordered the right thing, maybe you'd have said yes or what, something like that. He's like kind of beating himself up about it. He shows her the ring. The ring's really nice. She's like, oh well, maybe I should say yes. It's like this big fancy expensive ring that was in his safe. But they just have kind of this awkward
That's
conversation.
it. No poison. No double cross.
No poison, no double
nothing?
cross, no anything, as far as you can tell.
Oh,
As far as we can tell.
Yeah, nothing bad seems to happen to them. Let's put it that way. And yes,
I'm gonna suggest we. All right, I'm like. I think we need to have a talk with Clara before she gets back to the venue.
All right. Bruiser will stealthily sneak the car to not give away the
Do you think
presents to intercept
should,
the fridge car.
Do
okay.
you think we should leave somebody behind to keep an eye on these two, or?
I think the sooner we get out of here, the better. It's
Okay.
just let's just check up with Clara and then move forward
Stealth
with
check
this.
from Bruiser to leave without being noticed, basically.
Yeah, 17.
17. Okay. Great. So you drive away, and then once you're out of like notice ability, I was going to say earshot, but there's also eye shot, whatever. Once you're undetectable, you like step on it and you catch up to Clara's little refrigerated cart thing. Clara, you predictably see the Four Guys crew arrive next to you, and they kind of pull up next to you, and one of them.
Vroom, vroom, vroom,
Yeah.
vroom.
Wee woo.
Are my security are security goons still with me, or are they like, oh, it's good now because we don't
The
care about
security
you?
goons stayed with Vexar.
Okay, yeah. So it's
they
just
stayed
me
to like protect him and his fiance. So it's
any
you
of
and
my
two of your
catering?
caterers,
Okay.
I think, or three,
All right.
something like that.
I'm gonna shapeshift to look like some sort of just generic, generic man with short hair and like with a little cap. Excuse me, miss. We're gonna need you to pull over and show some identification.
Clara, as a reminder, this particular cipher truck was once held hostage outside your bakery. So no matter what he looks like, you know the car.
There's
It also says
fox.
Four Guys and.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it says Four Guys and on this.
we have a fox out on the loose, and we weren't sure if you knew anything about this fox.
Oh my goodness. You're like that stain I can't get out of my apron.
Like
If you wouldn't
like
mind
Gunner
just
over
having
here.
Are you
having a
like, are you,
conversation.
there was one proposal over there. Are you trying to strike up another? Like, do you just can't get enough of me? I can't understand. I did tell you, I told you straight though.
Yeah,
I told you straight. If you mess this up for me, we were going to have a problem. But you know what? Despite all your tomfoolery and nimrodery, we got through it. It's 2 a.m. I am in the home free. We made it through the event.
that's
Now,
actually why.
like maybe we can talk business if you've got any proposals for me. Any kind of proposals, really.
I do have some proposals on conversations we can have, perhaps at a more private setting as we're driving down the road.
The two of
You
you are
don't
yelling
like to
to each
go-
other through the windows of your vehicle.
You don't like a nice 1 a.m. drive? I think it's
I know a
lovely
place
out.
we
You
could
can
park
smell
at
the
where it's
roses.
pretty secluded.
FP is taking notes like crazy.
It's a lot of interaction going on.
Gunner
So,
has his hat like over his eyes. He's like falling asleep in the back.
Mm.
He's just ready to go.
I see that your plan went off without a hitch. You know, that was quite the
It was the best catering gig I ever did.
I never knew caterers were so good with,
Hey,
with their
boys.
hands.
Of course we are. Hey boys, I'm talking to the catering staff that are in the car
Yes,
with me.
chef.
I gotta talk to these Nimrods for a few minutes. It's such a nice night. I'm gonna walk back. Would you mind taking the cart back and getting it
We
cleaned
can
out
take
for
you
me?
back.
Of course, chef. And
Thanks, babe.
you hop out and they drive off without you.
All right, you got 5 minutes. What
All
can I
right.
do you for?
I'm gonna shapeshift back into my normal fox persona. All right.
I'm getting in their cipher truck because I don't want to be seen with them outside of it.
Okay. Also, are you keeping your pastry with you or sending it back with the caterers?
Oh, I didn't think of that. Okay.
These are the caterers these are the people you hired, not like the normal catering staff.
Right. They're gonna. Okay. Yep. I've told them to go put it in the fridge. They'll be
Okay,
fine.
great.
Okay. Yep.
So
Yeah. Go ahead, honey.
You want to tell me what that was about?
Well, what was about? I'm a caterer. I brought them a cake. Didn't it look delicious?
Yeah, it looked so delicious.
You could just taste it in the air. I think
I
it
could
really
s-
made the night special for them.
I could say it looked, the second you laid hands on it, it just tasted different. I'm sure.
Oh, I see. I see. Have you figured out what I was going down for? Have you figured out what my whole big scheme was? Because your big
Fox
scheme
has
was
wings.
clearly to get there and just blow
I think
up
he does not have
everything.
wings.
Oh, well, hey.
But he
hey
hears
now.
things.
I will say,
People without
that
things
is-
can
you
hear
know-
things too.
This
I
little
was
android
curious.
guy, he's learning. He's doing a good job.
I was curious on why. I mean, I could tell what you did, but not with what. And I think that might be important to what we're doing.
I think you're dead wrong. Oh my goodness. Honey, if this had been important for what was going on with you and with Jeb, don't you think I might have talked to you about it? Maybe. If this had anything to do with you, maybe I would have brought you in on the deal. But no, this is just about me and my business.
Why'd you switch it?
Cards on the table?
Cards on the table. I'll tell you what you want to know.
I don't know that you got anything I need to know.
Oh well.
But I am glowing with my victory. And I'm confident that if you tell anyone, I will destroy you.
Hey, you hear that, everybody?
Ears on.
We keep our mouths shut.
Unlike you ratting us out.
I don't lie.
You totally lie.
You can hear Gunnar snoring in the back.
He lies down. Yeah. It's been a long night.
Yeah, he lies down. Yeah.
So I've been in the small bakery business for a long time. I've been trying to bust my way through that glass ceiling for like a decade now. And you know what really burns my pie is there is somebody else on my block who is doing the same doggone thing. And they go and they listen to him. And I think it's because you don't trust a skinny chef. I work out. That's all there is to it. I eat good food. I just also take care of myself. And this guy, Ardo, I call him Lardo, because, like, come on, he's huge. They go there because they think the eating's going to be better because he's bigger. But no, I'm just petite. Like, you can't hate on a girl for her metabolism. All I'm saying. But in order to take this thing global, to get out of just being the small town baker, I've got to step it up. I've got to go global. I've got to get to some of these other areas. And to do that, I have to make the best pastries ever. There is this cake. There is this cake that I've been hearing about for years. And I've tried to make it. And you know what? I'm amazing. And I would get there eventually. But this was a shortcut. So in my back pocket, I've got this thing now. He's got a very expensive and beautiful cake as a counterfeit. I did an amazing job. But taking this home with me, I'm going to go reverse engineer this, and I'm going to get to the bottom of what they're doing in stainless to make their food. And I'm going to get there. I'm going to have a branch in every, like, we're covering Urida. We're going to be on every street corner.
Ow.
Any questions?
I am taken aback.
Have you considered expanding into beans?
You know, we do a lot of like meat pies, but I usually don't do as much of the like what would you call that? That's like the shepherd's pie, right? The shepherd's pie, you know, because I guess sheep like beans. I don't know. I've tried it once or twice.
I would like to use an ocean.
No.
Seriously?
Oh no, I know what you're gonna use an ocean for.
Before we leave Gaim.
Wait, what?
FP brings a little refrigerated box that he carries around to sell his magic bean burritos. And he takes stock of 12 different magic bean burritos of different varieties and materials and has stashed them in the cipher truck.
I don't know. Just spend an ocean. You don't need to roll a skill check.
He's got the skills for this.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
Now these
Would
are
you
the
like
best.
to try one of our burritos?
These are the
They are
best
quite
in
delicious.
town.
You know what?
We are also trying to go global.
I don't know what you're trying to do, but there was water, there was air ducts, there was
He holds
broken
it up to her
fingers.
nose.
I think at least as far as hygiene goes, you are not ready to be in the food business.
I've been
it does
told
smell
they
good.
smell magnificent.
Just
It does smell real nice. I would, you know what? Sure. I'm going to check it for poison.
There's no poison.
Roll insight with advantage. You are a master baker.
I
FP, there's no poison in it, right?
That's
There
an
is
18 on the die.
not a usable amount of poison. No, there's no poison.
Yeah. You are confident that it is safe to eat.
This is one of his best burritos, like out of the batch.
Do you make them?
I do.
Oh my
I
goodness.
make them and sell them.
Oh my goodness. We might be able to go into bit. You know, I have a little like she's taking bites while she's talking. Sorry, I talk with my mouth full is how I think. Oh, it's pretty good. So I've got this little mechanical guy and he works for free, which is my favorite thing about him. Like he's also really great. And he brings in, I call him Miles because he brings in the customers from miles and miles around because he's just such a little weirdo and they love him. We love weird stuff around here. He takes like an hour to knead one dough, but like he's cute. But he works for free. Do you work for free?
No.
No, I am a paid
Oh.
employee.
Oh, well,
Having
he's
a
an
job
unpaid
is one
intern.
of the goals of me getting a life.
Did you hear that dog
fine.
growl at the idea of being an unpaid employee?
He's right.
Four
So-
Guys does
so-
not do internships.
Now, is that true?
Take us back to the venue.
Unpaid.
Well, hold on. Business is happening here.
It sounds like
We
your
can
5
finish
minutes have
this.
probably elapsed and
I
you are
am-
at the venue just
Yeah.
talking in the cipher truck now, but you're like parked outside.
Well, I'm interested in your bean things. You'd have to tell me a little bit more about him. But I think that one that looks like he's about to cry, I think he's got some more to say.
I just thought there was more going on. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know. I think I could have accomplished my goals without busting any fingers. I have no idea how you thought that you was going to find, like, if you were just looking for a mole, you could have just looked in the dirt. That's where they are.
Clara, I envy. I envy.
It's a simple life the bakers lead. Yes.
Yeah, no, ours was not about selling burritos, though as you can see, one of us is very passionate about that. You know what? Screw it. If you want, you can get in contact. Maybe we can
You
work
got a
together.
business card?
Yeah, you got a business card, FP?
FP
what?
would
No,
like
here.
to use a flashback.
I will just give you our Four Guys Ventures and Vibes because that's what we sell it under.
Bruiser will also hold out his business card, and if you need anything found,
Gunnar will like kind of awaken from his slumber and say, "And if you need anything blown up." No,
No, I clocked you the minute you walked in there. You just picked up some soup and you were already blowing things.
And
Just
if you
crazy.
needed things that somehow still come out together, well, you already know about me.
But you're missing
right.
a leg, so I don't know how that is supposed to work.
But I'm
But-
still here.
That's true, and it doesn't seem like it's got you down so much. All right. Okay. I told you, if we got through tonight and I got through my catering gig, then maybe I could help you out with Jeb. That's what we talked about. All right.
mm-hmm.
So I'm going to give you my card. And I'd like
Okay.
to talk to you tomorrow.
Do you want us to stay in town, or are you coming to us?
I can send like a Dragonelle or something. Like, we got
We'll
ferrets
figure
for
it
that.
out. We'll figure
But
it out.
let's see if there's anything that we can corroborate on to sort of figure out, I hear things. I'll keep an eye out for you. I don't know if I got anything right now, but I'll keep an eye out for you.
Well, Clara, you continue to just astound me. Congratulations.
It's always
And
a
on that
pleasure,
note-
honey.
Have a safe night. We'll probably be going on our way.
And on that note, tonight's heist comes to a close. Jake, if you want it, you can mix a drink. Otherwise, I'm going to call the stream.
I will do. It's in the fridge right now.
He's doing it.
He's
You guys want to know about
Yeah.
the illicit
speakeasy
substance?
within the speakeasy, as
Exactly.
it were.
You guys want to know about the illithid substance? Mind flayers are utterly and terrifyingly inhuman, and so are their bars. There's a loose brain matter slopping out of highball glasses everywhere. The lighting is dim to the point of near darkness, only occasionally punctuated by mind-addling strobe flashes from nowhere. And the jukebox selection is all Counting Crows B-sides. Of course, there are good reasons to visit too, among them this apple and whiskey concoction, which is sour, sweet, and swirling with psychic residue. Like virtually every other object or substance dreamed up or concocted by a mind flayer, this beverage was not meant to last in our reality for long. The luster within it will rapidly settle to the bottom in a puddle of silty dust without regular agitation. I will go grab it and describe what's in it, but I'm excited about it. I'll be back in less than a minute.
Well, now that he's gone.
Well, I would just like to say, for one, that I think tonight went exactly according to plan.
Yeah,
and,
exactly
you know,
according to plan.
It's really nice. It's refreshing to see a plan come together without a hitch.
Yeah,
it's refreshing.
I loved how uncomplicated the plan was for you. I felt like it really went smoothly.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
You know, we had like depending on how our conversation with Varix went, we had a plan, like in the making as we were talking. Varix escaping kind of complicated that.
I'm back.
I mean, technically, it's still, if we act quickly, it's still feasible.
All right, you guys want to hear what's in the illithid substance?
Absolutely.
I do.
We've got 2 ounces Irish whiskey, 1.5 ounces sour apple liqueur, half an ounce of lemon juice, and half an ounce of simple syrup.
Ooh.
Yummy.
I think it sounds delicious, but
So what's the thing that just does it not mix well?
no. Okay, so a thing that I didn't buy because what else would I use it for? You could put like gold. It also was like get some gold, like edible gold dust to put in there. And it's like it's not in I have it in a Spider-Man plastic cup, so it's not. You're gonna see it.
No. First the light up ice cubes, now the gold dust. You're really
I
short on
know.
us on these strings change.
I know. I'm sorry.
Wow.
I'm here for the substance, not the flash. Okay. All right. Here it is. That's pretty good. I don't know what else I expected.
Now imagine it with gold flakes.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I mean, it tastes mostly like the sour apple liquor.
It's like a whiskey sour.
It is, and normally I don't like a whiskey sour. This is better than a whiskey sour in my
Really?
blah, 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 blah. I don't like sour mix. I think sour mix tastes awful. That's just my hot take.
Maybe you've been having the wrong sour mix.
Maybe, but I even get a whiskey sour at a place, and I don't like it. Or then again, I only did it like once, and then I was like, I don't like whiskey sour. Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty good. It's okay. I'd pay a wing for it.
Okay.
It's not. It's not.
Standard wingle digit.
I think like whatever lesser wingle digit, whatever.
Oh, okay.
It's fine. I don't know, but yeah. I usually like whiskey drinks, but you know, it's whatever. It's fine.
I don't drink any alcohol, but I am always down to like sip what somebody else is drinking just in case sometime it doesn't taste like hand sanitizer to me. And the best tasting drink I have ever sipped was Cleo's whiskey sour.
Really?
Yep. I think I thought it was sweet though. I didn't think it was very sour.
Sour mix into it and not a lot of whiskey, and the sour mix I used was more sweet.
Cleo's
more
good
tart.
to me.
Sweet and sour whiskey.
So
Well, there you go. That's what we got.
well, I will say this. I think tonight went great. It almost went phenomenally well.
For the first 20 minutes, sure.
Right up until FP tried to get into the sewer system.
I mean, hey, when you roll a natural one, you got to lean into it.
You
or it's
did,
not
you
fun
did
anymore.
exactly perfect.
lean
Lash.
into it because that's how you get the effort to pull the manhole cover off of the
That's
pipe
right. You got to lean
that
into
you're
it.
using. Julia wanted to show something off on the I can put this camera on. Oh, I don't care. Use that camera here. Julia
Is
wanted
that an
to show off-
axolotl?
It is an axolotl
Oh, that's adorable.
It's for
That's so
Cleo.
cute.
I was about to say, is that the one you made for me?
Yes.
It has a little flower on its head.
You can't really see it on the camera. It's hard to see in real life. Actually,
No, I
but
just
it has
spilled the drink on my keyboard.
No. You're
I'll be
just like
back.
your character.
He's got an apple keyboard sour.
Is that crocheted?
It is crocheted, and it has like a gradient of like a darker blue to a lighter blue, but it's just not big enough to see very much of it. But you can see like the line where it changes on the belly. But
That's cute.
That is
That
adorable.
is really cute.
yeah, I just have
can't
to
wait
see you
to
in
have it.
person at some point, and then it is yours. But
Jake rolled a complication over there.
Yeah.
poor babe.
He rolled a natural
time ever
one to
doing
drink
that.
his drink.
Wow.
Oh shit! I stopped recording. I guess that's fine though.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
When did you stop?
Just now when I
yeah.
tried to dry off my keyboard.
Oh.
The keyboard was like, "Nah, we're done."
Our adventure
whoops.
has come to a close for the evening, and we're going to go to bed. And so, from all of us here at the Winged Badger Tavern, Clara, what do we tell the people?
Well, when you got wings, you hear things.
No, what's the other thing we tell the people?
It's like some letters, like the GGs and GNs or some like that. Something
yeah,
like it
GGs
flows
and
off the
GN.
tongue.
Okay, bye. Okay, we're off the air.